Morning show. Get out of here. It's time for Middays. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you're having a great one, Delaware Valley and beyond, as we come on a no sports Monday, limited sports Tuesday, no sports Wednesday. Growing up, it was always the big trivia question, Ray. What are the 2 days out of the year that you don't have professional sports? And it was always it used to be the Monday and the Wednesday. But now, is everybody off on Thursday in baseball? I know the Phillies don't come back until Friday.
Yes, they are. Everybody
are they? So now it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. As you have the All-Star game tonight, Ray Dunn is co-hosting with me today. How are you today, buddy?
I'm doing wonderful, Bob.
Yeah,
how are you?
You were concerned about me this morning.
Yeah.
I was deep in thought. It wasn't that I'm in a bad mood or I was ignoring you.
We're going to find out over these 4 hours.
Sure we will. I bet you won't. I'll bet you'll come away from today going, oh, that was normal, Bob. Yeah.
Something that someone that's not normal today would say. I bet you're not going to figure out.
Wow. Tom Alvor's producing today. Tom, how's it going?
What's going on, boys? How we doing?
Oh, doing great. Ray's thinking too much today, but that's all right.
He's got a different demeanor about him today. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he reflected on yesterday.
Did you notice anything, Tom?
I did not, no.
No.
I just got here, man.
I just walked in the door, man.
He just showed up, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there's something different about you today. I don't know what it is.
Huh.
I'm going to figure it out.
Okay.
You should be concerned.
So it'll be during the show, I'll say something, you'll go, there it is.
No.
No?
Something deeper than that, Bob.
Wow, you know me better than I do.
I'm going to psychoanalyze you.
He's got a nice golf shirt on. Is that the problem that you have?
No. Always got nice golf shirts on. Okay. That's normal today.
All right, let's think about this. I want to see, because I want to help you on this, because if there's something.
It's okay.
All right.
I'll figure it out.
Trying to think if anything different went on in my traffic was a little more traffic today.
You might be off schedule.
Salciunas called me at 8:21 this morning because usually he comes out of his break at 8:20 and says hello to me, but I wasn't there because traffic was bad. I was in the parking lot, so maybe I am a little off kilter because I was a few minutes later than I usually am. I don't know. I apologize if I upset
okay.
you at all.
No, I'm just analyzing here.
All right, so do you guys remember growing up? I know you all read the Daily News all the time. The Saturday Daily News was like, it was a joke in the schoolyards, like, oh, he couldn't jump over a Saturday Daily News. That means guy had no hops.
Right, yeah, I couldn't.
Well, today's front page, Tom, it's about as big as a Saturday Daily News used to be.
Now, the front page. The stories everyone's talking about. 97.5, The Fanatic.
All right, your Philadelphia Phillies last night, Alec Boehm. I think he made us all pretty proud. Comes in third place in the home run derby. Gets to the semifinals, loses there. But pretty cool. He leads off the night. You see the odds are posted last. He goes out, hits the most home runs in any round of anybody. In the first round, he hit 21. Looked good. Thought it was cool. I love this pitcher. Throwing hard. I don't know why these guys are lobbing it up there that are the home run derby pitchers. You got to put some juice on it. Faster it comes in, faster it goes out.
Yeah, I spoke to someone that was down there that was concerned about the velocity. Thought it might hinder him. Was the exact opposite. Looked great.
Right.
I was very excited about that one. I was more excited for the downfall of the other NL East participants, honestly, in the first round. Because when he hit 21, I was like, ooh, I don't know if that's a number that's going to win it. But this new format, 40 pitches in 3 minutes.
Yep.
That was a great number for him.
It was.
And, I'm a little disappointed. I might have got my heart a little bit too invested in it, but it's all right. It was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. I like I told you yesterday, I was all in. I love All-Star Baseball Week and everything about it, so I was all in for there. I loved how his teammates surrounded him last night. From Harper to Turner to Hoffman to Strom. Like, they were all really cool. I thought it was great that when he called timeout in the first round, Bryce Harper comes over with a jug of Wooder. W-O-O-D-E-R printed on the jug. I don't know. Like the national announcers, I don't know if they
didn't get it.
They did not
get it. They did not get it.
All right.
But the pandering is off the charts.
It is hysterical. The baseball bat that he used with every number of his teammates on it. Like, this team is, and then somebody had a belt going on. Was it Strom?
Strom.
I didn't see I saw a tweet, something about it. Was it all the players on the team on the belt, or?
I'll be honest. I saw, look, Matt Strom's got a belt. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't watch the video.
You didn't go deep into his belt?
No, I didn't go. No.
Okay.
No, I mean, you can
dive
if you
into
want.
the belt.
No, you can. That's all you, Bob, if you're
That's
interested.
all I got. So a nice showing by Alec Boehm last night. All-Star game tonight. I tried to predict the starting lineup today because I didn't see it posted yesterday. Tom, I threw up all 9 National League starters, and I picked an order. How many do you think I had right?
9.
0.
Yeah, if you subtract 9
was my
from that,
next
you were
guess.
right there.
Honest to God, the thing was, I thought they would hit Ohtani first because, it's an all-star game. Why wouldn't you showcase, maybe the MVP of the league who was moved up to top in the batting order after Mookie Betts got hurt? I thought that's a no-brainer.
Especially with Paul Skeens, he goes right into the first starter, right? Same thing with Ohtani.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So that screwed me up because then the next 4 guys in the order actually had right, but just one down because I had Ohtani, so whatever. But yeah, I didn't get any of them right, Ray. How about that?
Now, this is home cooking, too. Having Marte as the leadoff guy, went to Diamondbacks manager as the coach here.
I think he's the only leadoff hitter, though, among this starting 9 for the National League.
That's all right. I'm not turning on the All-Star game I can't wait to see Marte back. Come on. I want to see
agree with
Ohtani.
you.
It's the same thing on the American League side, except I'll give Bochy credit because he's got Marcus Semien batting 9th. So that's great because that's okay, yeah, you're not showing favoritism to your players. But Stephen Kwan, come on. Just give me Henderson, Judge, Soto off the bat against Skeens. I want to see the best guys against the best. Listen, no offense to Stephen Kwan. Having a nice season, obviously an all-star, having a good season, but just give me the 3 best, the 3 headliners at the top. I want to tune in. I am the victim of my generation. My attention span is short, all right? I don't want to sit through an at-bat of Marte and an at-bat of Kwan to get to the guys I really want to see.
We may have to call out one Ray Dunn.
That's fair.
And also, I think Josh, last night for playing a joke on another one of our coworkers. I'll talk to you about it in a little bit, Tom. I'll see what you have to say on that. So, All-Star game tonight. Phillies back in action on Friday in Pittsburgh. Ray will be there, as will my son Bobby. So I hope you guys have a great time. Aaron Nola goes on Friday for the Phillies, looking ahead. But, yeah, a few days off. Good thing, I think, for everybody. Eagles, 1 week. 1 week from today, they will be reporting to camp. Now, they won't hit the field until after that. But a week from today, they report to camp, get weighed, measured, all of those fun things that you do before the start of training camp. Your Sixers, Summer League continues. I watched some of that. I was going back and forth last night because there was a lot of time between hitters in the home run derby. But was going back and forth there. I have some observations that I'll give to you a little bit later on. Obviously, the 4 names that you were looking at pretty much Counsell the Fourth, Jared McCain, Adem Bona, and Jeff Doughton. I saw a lot of people touting Jeff Doughton. Good. He's not an NBA player, guys, so I just want people to know that. I don't know if any of the 4 that I just said will have a prominent role in the Sixers lineup this year. The more I watch, Ricky Counsell maybe, and the other ones I don't think they're just about ready. And I'll talk about, obviously, Jared McCain a little bit more later on. All right, let's see if you guys like my lineup here. Last thing we have on the front page today. How would you like this lineup, Ray Dunn? Now, it's pretty easy to make a lineup of all-stars, which is pretty much what Rob Thompson does all the time. But here was my lineup tonight for the National League. I had Ohtani leading off. I had Turner hitting second, Harper hitting third, Hernandez 4, Yelich 5, Marte 6. Profar 7, Boehm 8, Contreras 9. You all right with that? You tinker a little bit?
Yeah, I tinker a little bit with it. I don't hate it. It's not the worst lineup I've ever heard.
I used to love doing that when I was a kid when you saw that, the line, who the all-star starters were. Oh, let me make my lineup.
I would have Ohtani bat leadoff.
You would or would not?
I would have him bat leadoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just Ohtani, Corbin Burns, sign me up. Start the game that way. This Marte crap.
And then
Volo
Turner
wins
and
one
Harper.
pennant and thinks he's got the nerve.
Turner's the best 2-hole hitter in the league. Harper, leave him where he is. Best team in baseball. I'll let their 2 and 3 hitters hit at 2 and 3.
And then you have Hernandez. So you're really going Dodgers and Phillies at the top and just letting everyone else play later.
Sure.
Yeah.
Best players, best teams. Let's go.
Works for me.
Yeah. A little disappointed.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, well, what are you going to do?
Things we complained about in July 16th.
So that's what we have on the front page today. We're going to have a fun question that we're going to put out there for you at the end of this segment that you can respond to, and we will talk about today. I don't want to announce this just yet, although I am getting confirmation about something. But we will. We have some sad news, but we'll share that a little bit later on. But starting today, talking about this Phillies team, and I kind of mentioned it in the front page. I'm starting to wonder if this team can do anything wrong. I honest to God, they're showing Alec Bohm last night, right? In the stupid way that they introduced. Who's the guy from Saturday Night Live?
Marcelo Hernandez.
Yeah, I don't know. Couldn't got anybody better?
I don't know.
Maybe he's from the area. I don't know. I know he spoke Spanish well, which was good when you had an influx of the names that he did or whatever. But anyway, after the thing is they're introduced, I'm thinking to myself, well, Alec Bohm's probably pretty nervous tonight. Only a, third, fourth year player, young kid. He's in this. He's looking at his teammates sitting there and Bryce Harper and Trey Turner that are better home run hitters than him. And he's in this lineup. And everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people around baseball are kind of like, really? Best team in baseball? They have Schwarber, Turner, Harper, and they're putting this guy Alec Bohm up there? I thought he handled himself so perfectly. And the fact that smiling the whole way through, sits down the bat that he had, sits down and says, yeah, who'd have thought this, huh? I thought it was perfect. I thought the way his teammates surrounded him was perfect. I'm starting to wonder if this team, not only are they really good on the baseball field, they just get it. And I think I kind of want to question, put the question to you guys. Does that come into play when you're looking for a championship team? Because I can hear some people saying, what does it matter if they get along, really? What does it matter if they have fun at an all-star game? I don't know. Does it mean a lot to you, Ray?
It means a lot to me because it seems like it's part of the formula for success for this team. Like, I think in this specific instance, yeah, it's great that they get along because I think that just helps them. I think it's, especially in the marathon of baseball, 162 games, like if you don't, enjoy being around people, I think it's a little bit more of a grind for you. And I'm sure in every sport that you start to feel that way through a part of the season. But yeah, I think the way that they enjoy being around each other only helps them, only serves to help them. Is it necessary for a team to win, to have everyone be kumbaya and love each other? No, probably not. But for this group, it certainly helps. They like being around each other. They choose to be around each other when they don't have to, off days, spending time with one another, getting the families together. When you gel like that, you kind of want to pull for the person next to you. And I think that's kind of where they are right now, where they just, they have fun. And you see yesterday, I think, it relaxed Bohm a little bit that Harper comes up there and is acting the fool that he is,
Yeah.
I think Harper has also found I don't want to say a second life in baseball with this group, but Harper for so long was, when he was a National, was like the young, arrogant, superstar that he rubbed people the wrong way for a long time. I think he's found kind of a goofy dad joke type of second act as a superstar here, and the water
welcome
thing.
To the club there, Bryce.
Yeah. Oh, hey. But I think he's found kind of that with the Phillies, where he's become the panderer. He's become that. I think it's kind of softened the edges, where he might have been rough around the edges for people as a superstar, as a younger player, and now he's kind of viewed as look at that guy. He's just messing around. He's just fun, as compared to the kind of rough-edged superstar he was when he was younger.
Yeah, because that was another thing I was looking at last night. I'm just, it's casual watching and casual thinking. But I'm looking at a Bryce Harper, and I'm thinking, why? Is he, why? Why not him? And then I was wondering, does he look at this and say, nah, my time has already passed. Let the young guy go and hit in the home run hitting contest.
Come on. 2 years from now, when that game's at Citizens Bank Park.
He's eyeing up 2026.
He's not participating this year.
Is that what he's doing? He's resting it up for it?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bohm, you go out there and do this year. You fulfill a lifelong dream and do it this year. There is not a chance in the world that man is not in the home run derby. They will break the rules of baseball to get him in that home run derby in 2026.
Yeah. Can you have multiple players on a team in a home run hitting contest?
I'm sure you can. I don't think they try to do it. I think it's kind of frowned upon, quote unquote, but I'm sure you could.
Schwarber, Harper.
He didn't sign a new
Turner.
Let's
contract.
just do all Phillies. Let's do 8
Why
Phillies
not?
at the home run derby.
Yeah. Put Rojas in there. Really screw up his swing. Yeah, but it's like.
How mind-breaking would that be when Rojas advances?
Oh, my God. Yeah. See that swing get bigger and bigger and bigger. I just, I thought, I'm watching that last night, and I just thought, is this too perfect? We talked about it. I talked about it yesterday, and it did. It rubbed me the wrong way when I heard people saying last week, this is the best team I've ever seen in Philadelphia. That's fine. I'm glad you're happy. I love all that. But you can't say it when half of the season has to be played still. That was just my contention to it. But then last night I'm watching it too, and I'm saying there's nothing not to like about this team. And, it's just almost too perfect. I think they are the perfect blend of talent and personalities. And it might be right now, halfway through a season, the most perfect ingredient of those two things that I've seen in a long, long time. Why do you have that smirk on your face?
Because you're stopping yourself short of going where you don't want to go.
No, I thoroughly believe I cannot say that this is the best team I've ever seen. I don't even know what the foolishness that was being said was. Tom, you agree with me. Guys saying last week that this was the best team that they've seen in their lifetime in Philadelphia.
I'm like you, Bob. I'm always one that's hesitant when you have so many games left in a season. But at the same time, I think if you use your words correctly, like, hell, so far, this is one of the best teams I've ever seen. I have no problems with that.
So far, this is one of the most fun seasons I've ever seen.
But you see why people are saying that because of a little bit what you saw last night where the team chemistry is just so strong. This team is so good. It's a good mix of older veterans who are making a ton of money, young up-and-coming stars. That's why people say the things that they do about this baseball team.
Now, for Bob, I think this is a different story. When we talk lifetime team, I think for you, 83 would probably be the 83 Sixers. If you're talking dominance of a team.
Oh, God, yeah. They were unbelievable.
For us, in this conversation here, I look at a couple of Eagles teams like as dominance. Otherwise, like the 2011 Phillies, like they didn't get the job done. And I think this team's going to end up with more wins than them. And I was doing some of the numbers game with them yesterday. That's why I think you can start to have those conversations looking at that comparison. Like
you can start to, exactly.
Especially, again,
I agree with you.
And this, again, trends to the younger part of this station because we were not around for the 83 Sixers. And I think that's and also that 80s stretch. Because like that 80s stretch, like mid-70s Flyers and into like the 80s when you're talking Phillies, you're talking Sixers. I think
Eagles, Flyers.
Yeah. I said the mid-70s Flyers, and then
I'm sorry.
Going to give the 80 Eagles a shout-out.
Okay.
But in terms of dominant Eagle teams, I think that 80 team is what? Probably not the most. We've probably seen more
No, they're
recently.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah. But for our lifetimes, I think that's a conversation for Tom and I's. I don't think for yours.
I like the way you said it. You can start to have the conversation. That's fine. To say this is the greatest team you've ever seen, not yet. You can't. You just can't. You have 80-plus games to play. Or, I'm sorry, 70.
60-plus. 66.
60-plus, 66 games to play. That's a lot of season left. Yeah.
It's a good amount of season left.
Yeah, and look, it's probably not going to happen. I heard you compare them with the 10-1 Eagles.
Exactly.
It probably won't happen. Looking back a couple years ago to the New York Mets, who were in first place the entire season in the NL East. What happened? There's 162 baseball games, and a team in the Atlanta Braves caught them. I don't think that is going to happen. More likely than not, it's not going to happen. However, like you said, Bob, a lot of season left.
Disrespectful of this group to compare the 10-1 Eagles.
No, but it's not a comparison to the team or the situation. It's a comparison in records. That's all. At 10-1, you were the best team in football. Right now, at whatever their record is, 62-34, you are the best team in baseball. There was 7 games left or 6 games left that proved that the Eagles were nowhere. The Eagles fall, and I don't think the Phillies are going to do this at all. The Eagles fell from the best team in football after 11 games to the worst team in football when they entered the playoffs, in my opinion. I don't think the Phillies are coming anywhere near that.
Which is why I think the comparison is
okay.
a no-go.
It's not a comparison. It's an example of what can happen in sports. It's not a comparison. It's an example.
Well, when you use it as the example, then I see it as a comparison. That's kind of like I don't want to put the stink of that 10-1 Eagles team, putting them in the same, like having a conversation that includes them with this Phillies team. I don't like the stink.
Right.
Well, the stink isn't factual. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
No, I gave you the Mets one, though. That's the same sport. The Mets were in first place in the NL East the entire year, a couple years ago, and then they fell off a little bit. They're a better team than that Mets team, but it can happen.
And that Mets team is interesting, and I use that comparison, I think, sometime in May or June. We're talking about, like, the division lead.
I don't pay attention.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I don't think it was on this program, so it's okay.
I don't pay attention when I'm not with you either.
Yeah, that's okay, whatever. Anyways, use that comparison of like, hey, is this division lead safe? And that Mets team, yeah, if we were in this scenario where that Mets team was the Phillies team, we would say, yeah, they fell off. They still did win 100 games. It just so happened the Braves started to play incredibly for like 4 or 5 months that they ended up overtaking them. Like, this Phillies team wins 104 games and loses the division, that means the Braves had a second half of all second halves.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can't compare that way. You know, like I had this argument last year about like you can't control what other teams do. The
Right.
Phillies could win 104 games if the Braves win 106. That has nothing to do with the Phillies.
That would be,
except for the 8 games that they play each other, whatever.
that'd be an insane stretch if they won 100.
Yes,
I'm just trying
it's
to,
not- yeah.
But I'm
It's
trying
not
to run
gonna
the math in my head. Like that's also,
We don't.
we don't have to do that because I don't see that
No,
happening.
it's not going to be. Yeah, but this to get back on track, like I am not contradicting myself when I say, yeah, this team is almost too perfect in the talent, in the fun. It's not contradictory to say that I think it's too soon to say it's the best team you've ever seen in your life because we have seen collapses before. Tom came up with one in baseball. We have one locally. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to wind up being a really good team. Maybe they could be the greatest of your lifetime when all is said and done. Yeah, I have no problem with that. And I think you said it perfectly. You can start to have that conversation, but you can't end the conversation just yet. That's where I'm going with it. So I'm sitting on that hill, and I'll die there if I
That's
have to.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good. I'm glad we agree on that. All right, here's our question of the day. Ray brought it up last week because the Philadelphia 76ers signed a guard. It's this guy, Kyle Lowry. He went to a high school that is right around here. It's Cardinal Doherty, right?
Yep.
Went to a college from right around. He's from here. He's one of us. You brought up the other day, and I'll let you word it exactly the way that you brought it up to me. If you don't remember. All right, I got it here. I thought maybe you would remember. I got it here. I don't know why I write these things out. Who is a local athlete?
Thought you were going to use the other example. I don't know what I said about Tyler Phillips.
Oh, yeah, Tyler Phillips
Tyler
is
Phillips
another.
was a part of this conversation as well.
Yeah, well,
A from here guy that pitched for the Phillies, and we had all fun moment with him on Saturday.
Right, exactly. So those are two homegrown guys that got to play for their hometown team that they rooted for growing up and all that. So the question is, give us a homegrown athlete that you would have loved to have seen play here. Now, it's not just blah, this guy, whatever. Give kind of reasoning why. Like, I have one, and I'll give because I don't think anybody else would give this. I thought Rasheed Wallace would have fit perfectly with the Sixers back in the day. The game that he brought to the NBA, the obviously toughness and the mentality that he had, I thought would have fit perfect with the Sixers back in the day. So that's the explanation I kind of want you to give. 610-632-0975. We'll talk to you all about that. An athlete that was local that you wish could have played here in Philadelphia for the hometown team. Ray Dunn is here next to me all day long. We're going to find out what's wrong with him because something seems to be bothering him. I'm Bob Cooney. This is Middays, 97.5 The Fanatic. Be careful out there today. I think they said it's going up to 100 today. Triple digits we're hitting.
Have we not hit it yet?
Yeah, right. Unbelievable humidity. I got in the car at like 7:25 this morning, 85 degrees. Over where I live, like just ridiculous. So we talked about it a little bit on the crossover with John and Andrew. Be careful out there. If you see anybody struggling, give them a hand. Anything you can do, but just be careful out there as best you can today. The sad news that I had, I don't want to say teased earlier, but I wanted to make sure of earlier. Joe Bryant, the father of Kobe Bryant, who had an unbelievable career at LaSalle with the 76ers, also has passed away. So tough times for the Bryant family over the last 4 or 5 years. So thoughts out to a lot of people in this area that were close to Joe. I've reached out to a few of them. So you guys obviously don't remember Joe Bryant as a player. My high school coach played with him at LaSalle and just told some unbelievably funny Joe Bryant stories of what a character he was. He was a lean, athletic, energetic type of player that on a normal NBA team that wasn't filled with individual superstars like the 76ers were back then, would have been probably had better numbers in the NBA than he did with the Sixers. He was on a Sixers team that included Julius Erving, Doug Collins, George McGinnis, Darryl Dawkins, Lloyd Free. I mean, guys that wanted to just shoot and score a lot and did that very well. So to all out there who were close with Joe Bryant, condolences as he has passed away at the age of 69. So too much death going on, but we have some life here. And we have a question out there that could relate to this. Question we have out there for the day. Who's a local kid, a local player, a high school player from around the area? And we'll judge if it's the area or not because we may differ on this a little bit. But a local area kid that you would have loved to have seen play for the local teams. I think we have some pretty cool answers coming up. Dave in South Philly, he wants to talk about the Sixers. Dave, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I never get enough time, so please bear with me and let me get this all in. Gary Trent Jr. Is Daryl Morey working on this? And as far as cap space goes, if we need to get cap space, can Paul George's agent, Embiid's agent, and Maxey's agent chip in $7 million each to get this guy? It's the last piece of the puzzle. If we get this guy, we're going to win the championship. 90% chance we're going to win the championship. The other 5% would be bad calls from the referee. The other 5%, which will make it 100%, is barring major injuries. Your time is yours.
Yeah, Dave, no. You can't have people pitch in. You can't have people pitch in to pay a salary. It's not how it works.
They move the money around.
Yeah, they're guaranteed contracts that are already set. You can't move money around. You can't do things like that. Is there a way that Daryl Morey could do it? There's aprons. There's caps. They just signed. Why am I drawing a blank?
Lowry?
No. KJ Martin. Yeah, they just signed KJ Martin. Whether that's a sign and trade type of deal, I don't know if they can do that with the apron and all. So, but no, they can't pitch in money to say here.
From what I know, like the Sixers are the only team like it's going for this Gary Trent, and he is pretty good. He's better than Campaign, and we just got rid of him.
Yeah, all right. Thanks for the call, Dave. 90%. They'd win the title if they got Gary Trent.
I had a 110.
110?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're the only ones going after him, that's great. Veterans minimum. He'll be here.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That would be crazy, though. Could you imagine that? You get the agents in the room. You're like,
yeah,
Tyrese Maxey, this contract you just signed. Paul George, this contract you just signed. And Joel, all that money that we told you. If we get $7 million from each of you, we go after and get a guy that only we're after.
We're not going to pay him. You guys are. So, Tyrese, let me borrow. Yeah, can I borrow $7 million? Joe, can you just write us a check real quick so we can get Gary Trent? Hey, NBA. No. We're not signing the contract. Our guys gave us money. We're going to pay him out of our pockets.
I just love the idea that we're 90% chance of winning the NBA title if he comes here. I love that mindset. So let's do it. Let's figure out a way.
Give me some of that. Kevin in Downingtown, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Kev?
What's going on, guys?
How you doing today?
All right, condolences to the Bryant family.
Yeah, tough few years, obviously, for them.
Yeah, but that would be my athlete that could play here with us, Kobe Bryant.
I don't know if there will be a better one, right, Kev?
I thought he would be at the top of the list. That would be the number one pick,
Probably, and, I'm sure some people out there going, and you could have had him, because he didn't go to, 13th to Charlotte?
The word was always that he didn't want to play for the Sixers, that he wouldn't have, if they had picked him, I thought that they said he wouldn't play.
Well, I know the Lakers were his favorite team growing up. And I know it was a dream of his to play for the Lakers, which he was able to fulfill, obviously. But, but that's going to be – we're going to put you at the top of the list. And, Kevin, hold on for a second. We want to get your information because we just decided whoever gives the best answer today is going to be eligible for a pair of FanFest tickets. So, Kevin, hold the line. Thanks so much for the call. Oh, that was weird. Exactly the time I hit a hold on him, somebody dropped off. I thought I did something wrong, Ray. Kobe Bryant's a pretty good answer.
Pretty good answer. Yeah.
I think he could have fit on any team at any time.
Yeah, I think they could have made it work with that guy.
Yeah.
I think things would have worked out with that guy.
I have a Kobe Bryant story was when he, I guess, did he play against? He didn't play against LeBron in high school, did he?
No.
I forget what it was. There was something where Kobe was playing at the Palestra. And all of the talk about Kobe Bryant forever had been going on. So Dick Girardi from the newspaper, from the Daily News, who covered college basketball better than anyone in this country, said, I'm going over. I'm going to look at this kid with an NBA eye and see if he's ready. And I guess it was Kobe's senior year or whatever. And I'll never forget Girardi walking in and us waiting for him to get there. And Girardi walks in. We're like, Dick, what do you think? He's like, he's ready. Ready for the NBA. And this is an understated guy in Dick Girardi that wouldn't go overboard on much of anything. Oh, yeah, he's ready. And sure enough, it took him a year. I mean, he had a year of struggles.
Yeah.
Well, and then figured it out.
18,
My God.
Dropped in a league of grown men.
Yeah, that's
going to be tough for you.
It's probably not the easiest thing to do. But, there's no era of basketball that Kobe Bryant wouldn't have hit. Now, it's like the age-old question. If you could have had your choice of having the careers of, would it be Iverson? Would it be Kobe? And everything that entails it.
I'm a Philadelphian through and through. Give me the Iverson career.
I don't know that there's a wrong answer. Iverson was, so much fun to watch. Even the off-the-court stuff, crazy as it may have been, it added to the whole adventure of it all. Yeah. Tom, I think I wouldn't argue with somebody that said, look, it's not even close. Kobe Bryant, he's one of the top 10 players of all time, won championships. You could have built around him. It was really hard to build around Iverson. But there's just so much more to it, right, Tom?
Well, yeah, and I think Iverson, obviously Kobe changed the game, and Kobe's one of the most iconic figures, but, Iverson to, literally change the game where it was such a big man-oriented league back then, and then, obviously, Iverson taking over and being a dude that's 6'1", 150, 60 pounds soaking wet. Yeah, it's pretty damn impressive, but, listen, man, I like titles. I'm going with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to fight the title.
Yeah. Andrew goes with Kobe also. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's hard to argue, but I would hate if that Iverson era was taken away from us, too.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have it, we wouldn't know it either.
Yeah, and we also wouldn't be talking about 1983.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So, yeah, I say the whole, I'm going to Philadelphia through and through. Give me Iverson there. A little tongue-in-cheek because, I want the titles. I think we all want the titles. But you can love Iverson and also realize, 5 rings? Not bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been fun. Yeah, I don't think there's really much of a question between the two. But there are diehards that would say, no, Iverson, I want everything that entailed and all of that. So the question out there to you today, Kobe Bryant's our first answer on the board. Give us an athlete, a local athlete that you would have loved to have seen play in Philadelphia, and the essence of that's how much he would have helped this team. Like I said, Rasheed Wallace. That's an understated one and one that I don't think many people, or if anyone, would have said. I say it because at the time, I think he would have been a real help to the Sixers club with the way they were built. So who's yours? 610-632-0975 as we are on All-Star Baseball Tuesday. No other sports going on, just an all-star game tonight. No sports tomorrow. So, Ray, you got your work cut out for you. We want to hear from you, 610-632-0975. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. 10:47 on this Tuesday morning, this steamy Tuesday morning. Hope you're having a great one. Hope you're looking forward to the All-Star game tonight, because as I said, ever since I was a little kid, I loved the baseball All-Star game. Love watching it. Had a lot of fun watching the home run contest last night also. Were you surprised at what Alec Boehm did, Ray?
Yeah, you kidding me? I was shocked. I looked like an idiot for what I had to say about Alec Boehm in the home run derby. I thought it was dumb. He was in the home run derby, and then he made me look foolish. It was great, though.
What did you...
He's a line drive guy.
What did we put it at? 8.5? Why did we have the 8 number yesterday?
Maybe that's what we thought he was going to
because the A's hit 8 home runs against the Phillies on Sunday.
Yes.
So we put it at 8.5.
And I said less.
And when he called timeout, he only had, 3 or 4?
Something like that.
With 1:30 to go, and then he went on a roll.
Yeah, he went on a heater. It was amazing to watch. I got to say, I kind of enjoy the 40 pitches, 3-minute thing.
I thought it was fine.
I know there was discourse about whether or not there was whether it was moving too quick, moving too slow. I thought it was solid.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Yeah, I didn't mind the timing either, because they tell you 30 seconds until then. Go to the Sixers game for 30 seconds, Summer League. Yeah.
The one crazy thing though, Boehm was the first one to go. He didn't go for another hour and a half.
I was thinking of that too.
How was he not the first one to go in the second round? That made no sense to me.
Well, he's a top seed.
I guess, but an hour and a half without going, that was it was too long in my opinion.
Well, I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, do these guys ever get sick of just sitting around a baseball park? You know, think about it. At some point, we all love our jobs, and those listening, if you're fortunate enough to love your job, you know what I'm talking about. Those guys probably love their job. But sitting around watching other guys swing for an hour and a half, I don't know. Maybe it's the antsiness in me. I'd be roaming around going to do something. And maybe they were. Maybe they were going down to the clubhouse. You know that Boehm went down and was hitting in the cage a little bit. I was a little disappointed he didn't pull the Pete Alonso and start lifting some weights.
Meditating?
That was awesome. Pete Alonso getting eliminated.
I never thought I would cheer against somebody in a home run hitting contest.
Him and Ozuna. I was rooting very much against the entire NL East, and it was incredibly rewarding. And for Boehm to go first and hit 21, and all right, how's that going to measure up against some of these guys? The intensity in my living room of cheering against those players and trying to make sure Boehm made it to the next round. I went in there oh, yeah, it's cool Boehm's in this. I don't have any expectations, to immediately after he finished, yeah, okay, now we have to watch everyone else lose.
The intensity rose.
Yeah, no, it was intense in my living room.
How many of there were you?
It was just my roommate and I.
Oh, okay.
I felt like he kind of got a little scared about how into it I got.
You guys were bringing it, huh?
I was very much into the home run derby last night. I was standing watching it.
All right, so I alluded to this earlier, and Tom, I need you to give judgment on it. So, you're in a group text. You're in a group text with 3 people, okay? It's you, 2 other people.
Sure.
One of them says, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Can you keep me updated on what goes on in the home run contest? Ray and Josh proceeded to tell this other person, update, Boehm won. Boehm won the second round. Boehm won the whole thing. And then when Silvana got up this morning, she saw their text and then realized he didn't win, and she said, you guys are bleeps. I think it's all good fun.
Any other person, I would have a problem with it. But because it's Silvana, I have no problem with it whatsoever. She needs some payback, man. She does. She's taking shots at people at the station for no reason. So I'm glad Ray and Josh did it. Also,
there's an also.
Silvana's what, 22 years old? Why does she need text messages to stay updated with the home run derby? She can just watch a highlight video of it today in 8 minutes. She can look at it the next day. Really?
Well, from what Ray told me.
Or she's 23 and can stay up past 10 o'clock.
Or that as well.
Yeah.
She doesn't be here
I don't know.
I want to be very clear. When this ends up being, Ray, I can't believe this became a topic on the show. Bob brought this up on the air.
Yeah, I brought it up.
Yeah. I just want that one on the record. When someone comes storming in here at 12:21, I'm going to be in trouble.
As I tell my family, you're all open game. If I hear about it, it's all open game. And there may have been a rumor that Silvana has to get her beauty sleep or something because she's on TV. I don't know where that came from, but it's out there, so maybe that's it.
I do really like the idea of her waking up and thinking that Boehm won, though. For 5 minutes there before you really figure it out, just checking your text and being like, wow, he won? I'm really hoping that was the reality she woke up.
Look, You and Josh are totally not on the hook for anything.
No.
Anybody that keep me updated for something that ends at 10 o'clock, they deserve that.
Actually,
I would have gone even deeper probably.
It was worse than that because
he got hurt. He's out for the season.
I think there was also a text of, let me know when the second round starts. We're like, oh, whoa,
Why,
Josh
you
and I are
asleep?
just... Yeah, no, I guess Josh and I are just apparently like we have now
we're here to
downgraded.
serve you?
Yeah, we're just assistants here at this point.
Wow.
Good. I'm glad you did it.
Yeah, me too. No problem at all. Bill in Schwenksville, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Bill?
Hey, nothing much. Before I make my Sixers point, I always get in these arguments, and I'm kind of probably in the minority. But as far as the Iverson Kobe thing, even without that, I always feel like Kobe, I think is a little overrated in the sense of, to me, like, if you put Kobe on that Iverson team, they don't get to the finals. I really do believe that. I think, like Kobe kind of had, with Shaq was the best player. And then when Shaq left, Kobe, that Lakers team was in last place. And then they ended up getting Paul Gasol for nothing. They got, what's his name, the lefty. They got, Meta World P. That team was stacked when he won the next couple of championships. I just always thought to myself, I kind of put myself in those situations, like when people comparing like a LeBron. If he played LeBron's Cleveland team that won the finals, Cleveland doesn't even smell the finals.
I think you're underrating Kobe Bryant miserably.
Yeah. Some people.
You let Kobe Bryant and give him the ball and say, "This team is yours." I don't have much doubt it would have been very much Allen Iverson like back in 2001.
Yeah, I always thought that. But anyway, as far as the Sixers go, free agency, I was saying to your producer, I'd love to go all in, assets and market and just somehow make a push for him. I feel like he's just a little tier below Porzingis, just a little healthier, younger too. I think that would put us over the top. And then building the bench, I was saying, I'd be interested to see like Gordon Hayward, what it would cost, like a Gordon Hayward. I know, he wasn't happy with Oklahoma City at the time, and that injury hasn't technically been the same, the 2010 guy he was, but he's only 34. I think he could be a good role player, possibly depending on how much it costs. And same with, I've always been after like a Malik Monk, type player. I think Malik Monk is a great, like, sixth man, somebody who could just come off and just, give you, flat out scoring.
All right, Bill, appreciate the call. As far as those things go, to get marketing, you're going to have to trade an awful lot. What?
And monetarily at this point, I think you're...
Yeah,
way out of
monetarily,
the
yes,
world, so.
exactly. As far... Who else did he bring up? Gordon Hayward. That's funny he brought him up because Brennan Petrilli came in during the break and brought up Gordon Hayward's name. Look, I think the next player or players that the 76ers get, and Gordon Hayward is under this kind of spotlight, is going to be like, oh, okay. Like, I don't think they're going to get somebody you're going to go, oh, yeah, because they just can't afford to get an oh-yeah guy.
There's a player out there that I think you might pop a bottle of champagne
Well,
and throw
Marcus
a parade
Morris I
for.
want. It's not, like, I just think he's a fit. I would like it. I would be like, yeah, oh, cool. All right, good. And now I can see a slot for thrown in there, a tough guy that can grab you some rebounds and stuff like that. Yeah, I just think it's a good fit.
I'll buy the balloons. I'll throw you the party. Don't you worry. If he's here, we'll have a Marcus Morris party.
I don't think it's party worthy. I'll go out with you after the show and get a sandwich.
No, you're having beers. You might pop a little bottle of champagne. No wrong, nothing wrong with it. We all have that player that we kind of, covet, and that's become Marcus Morris for you.
Yeah. Covet makes it sound like end all be. I think he'd be the best fit in my plan of a powerful power forward, a guy that can do the dirty work for you. Yeah, I think he might be that guy. All right, the question that we have out there right now is, who's a local player that you would have loved to have seen play for the local teams? 610-632-0975. It's wide open. Let us know when we get back. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. Just after 11 here, middays. I want to tell you the 10 o'clock hour that we just passed. It was brought to you by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off sale on all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. So what we're talking about today is we'll have a lot of different things on the board. I have a Philly subject that I want to bring up, but the question that we have out there for some fun today, who's a local player, any sport, doesn't matter, any sport, that you would have loved to have seen play for the local teams? Now, we had the obvious on the board in Kobe Bryant, would have fit here at any time, which also spiraled off into who would you rather have had, Kobe Bryant or Allen Iverson. Somebody pointed out on our YouTube page, so far today, the callers have said Gary Trent would make the Sixers 90% favorite for the title, and Kobe Bryant is overrated. What's going on here? So that's all right. That's why we're here. Everybody has their own opinions about different things, and that's why we love doing the show. Let me get to Bill in Utah. Talking about a local player, might be another chalk one. Bill, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, good having you on. Hey, listen, there must be putting something in the cheesesteaks back there if they think Kobe's overrated.
Yeah, that was a little
crazy.
strange, yeah.
So I thought of a second.
Are you at a music festival, Bill?
No, I'm at Top Golf. I got a client that works at Top Golf.
Oh, nice.
Better now.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I work with people with disabilities. I find them jobs, and then I go to their job site and I make sure.
Oh, good for you, Bill. Good work.
Yeah. Pretty good job. So anyway, how about Mike and Mike? Mike Trout, Mike Piazza.
Oh, Bill comes up with a 1-2 whammy. Mike Piazza, I don't know. I think Mike Lieberthal, Mike Piazza. Lieberthal, yeah, I might go with Piazza over Lieberthal. That's a pretty good one. Trout is obviously chalk, and obviously another guy that no matter what, I would put him in this city to play, Bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, anyway.
Thanks so much. Appreciate the call. Have a great day. Mike Piazza, that's a really good one.
That was one I had thought of. I thought,
was that the one?
Yeah. Well, no. That wasn't the one that
okay.
was on my mind. No.
Okay.
That was one that had crossed my mind when we went with this topic.
Norristown's Mike Piazza.
Yeah, that's part of the reason there.
Right.
I have Montgomery County bias for me.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Very good point. Would have fit in. Well, let's do this. Mike Trout would fit in at any time. Kobe Bryant, anytime, any place, anywhere. Mike Piazza, would you take him over in his career, Mike Piazza, over JT Realmuto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Piazza's an all-timer.
So, yeah, well, that's what I'm trying. Yeah, that's a good way of
JT
putting
might
it.
end up being we might look back on JT and kind of, not that we don't appreciate him, but we'll realize how good he actually was, how much of a unicorn he actually was. But Piazza's all time.
Okay, so Piazza you would take anytime on a Phillies team, anytime, any place.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, fair enough. That's good answer. Real good answer.
And Piazza, if I'm not mistaken, was a favor of a pick, right? That it was Lasorda.
62nd round.
Yeah.
Lasorda's like his godfather.
Yeah, because Lasorda is from Norristown and Piazza graduated from Phoenixville, I think. If I've got my Montgomery County history correct there, that they were family friends, and that was we'll take him, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be the all-time, like, hook up with the century right there. Like, hey, man, we got this kid that we want you to pick. Like, if you don't mind. You just casually pick a Hall of Famer like that.
I'm pretty sure he was wasn't it 62nd round or something?
I don't know the exact round, but I know it was very late.
Find it for you.
Ray's going to find
Phoenixville
that.
High School, of course. So I got that right. He was a pack guy. Shout out Pioneer Athletic Conference.
Let's just make this the Montgo show.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
62nd round.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that one.
Wow.
Good job by you.
Miami-Dade
I don't know
College.
what's in my head. Miami-Dade College?
Yes.
There was there's a thing that goes around on Twitter that has made the rounds on Twitter. There was a rain delay when he was with the Mets, Piazza, and one of his teammates got out there and imitated him. So the tarp's on the field. It is pouring rain out. And one of his teammates gets out there, and I mean from the stance to everything, imitates him, swinging the bat, runs to first, dives into second. So, it's wet on the tarp, does the whole slide, and then gets up. And it was so spot on. They're showing the teammates in the dugout hysterical laughing. Piazza's making okay, I got to smile here because if I don't, I'm going to look like a jerk face. Like, yeah, kind of different.
Didn't
but
love it.
I don't think he did. No, I don't think he did.
We need more entertaining rain delays in sports.
How? How can you do it? That's pretty cool.
I think
that
they've all
one was
just kind of
funny.
retreated back to the clubhouse. I need, next time there's a rain delay, I want some theater on the field.
Can it be by? You want it by players?
Players, yeah.
Well, how about like the mascots earn their paycheck a little bit? Send them out there. And do
Oh,
something.
come on. You're already in the mascot
be all
outfit.
right.
No, I'm not trying to get the mascot soaked.
Well, I don't. In this day and age, you can't risk the player having an injury out there running on a wet tarp.
I don't
Yeah,
need him running on the wet tarp. Just
What kind
dancing
of
around, having some fun. Making fun of each other. If he's imitating each other's stances, I don't know. Like you gave that story.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should write up a routine. They got plenty of free time.
Right.
Baseball players always have a lot of free time.
They come out with maybe an umbrella and they start playing cards in front of everyone. I don't know. Give me something. Give me some
I don't want
something different.
Harper, Turner, Schwarber on the
here
field
we
at
go.
all when
Wet
there's
blanket.
rain happening. No, we got bad groins, bad
catch a
hammies.
cold.
The hell out of here.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
with Ray on this one. Sorry,
I
Tom.
hate to
you
see
and I
some
rarely-
fun.
All right, have fun. 15-day IL for Harper.
Oh, yeah.
with a
No,
hamstring.
not if they're doing something innocuous like Ray's saying. It doesn't have to involve. Although it would be cool if they got like a football out there and played a little 3-on-3 and
Now he's taking it too
Oh, my
far.
God.
no, like just going
Toss
out
the
for
football
passes.
around. Sure, yeah.
or something.
I'd be cool with that.
But it has to be rain related. Like the diving on the tarp. I remember when I was a kid, somebody came
Have
up
Stubbs
with that.
go dive on the tarp.
Oh yeah, have him die. Have him
Have
get
him
wrapped
run
up in the
around.
tarp.
No, okay,
have
now
him
that's-
get rolled up underneath the
No,
tarp.
see,
Something
now
like
too far.
that.
Too far.
No,
just
not
have
at
him
all.
slide across the tarp. Have some fun with it. He's the vibes guy. There you go. You provide the entertainment. If you want to be the vibes guy, keep your job around here as it.
Or
Provide
they-
the entertainment.
They could write something up where like now batting as Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and then Harper goes up and imitates like Turner's swing.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah, we should write something up for him.
Oh, okay. No,
No?
this is up to them. Okay, you're the entertainer. Go entertain. Go.
I am the entertainer.
I am the entertainer. I listened to
Yeah.
that song last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow. How come? It just came on, or you were listening
Well, no,
to
it's
it?
we usually when I go and I'm boiling pasta, making something Italian, I like to throw in a little. I start with scenes from an Italian restaurant, and then I go down some like Italian type songs, and then inevitably it comes back to scenes from an Italian restaurant, and I just go down the Billy Joel rabbit hole, and then so I was like probably fourth or fifth Billy Joel song that was played out of like 15 or 20 last night.
So he's making Italian food,
Yeah.
and he's got to play scenes from an Italian
Has to do
restaurant.
it. Yeah, I guess.
Yes, obviously.
Now, do you have a bottle of red and a bottle of white right next to you also?
Whatever kind you like.
Whatever mood you're in tonight?
I got a table down the street.
Yeah.
Roll the down.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it's
I think most people do probably Frank Sinatra over the scenes.
There was some Dean Martin in there last night. Don't you worry.
With your pasta with butter and cheese.
butter and cheese. Who does he think I am? Vodka sauce, kid. Come on. Butter
Bottled
and
vodka
cheese.
sauce?
Of course, yeah. I can't.
Yeah,
make the
no.
sauce. Yeah.
That's what you could.
I could.
You could
but-
look it up to make it.
Yeah,
sure.
I could, but that's a lot of work. And I told you I had to clean the apartment last. I'm in a cleaning mood.
He isn't. I'm going to have you come over again so you can like clean my house. if
Okay,
you
now
want.
let's relax. I'm just learning to clean my own place. Let's.
Do you learn to clean, or is it just something that's like within you?
It was just something that I had not been there a ton over like 3 weeks, and I was like, all right, I should probably like take care of this place.
All right, good man.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
cleaned out the fridge, which was big.
You said you moved the beer from one fridge to the other.
Well, the beer fridge was kind of overflowing.
That counts.
Yeah, and I had to take care of it, so I cleaned out some beer, and then I took some of the beer from the regular fridge and some of the food from the regular fridge, and the food that was no longer good went, and then with the space that I created in the beer fridge with the beer that I cleaned, then I took the beer from the regular fridge and put it in the beer fridge.
Okay.
As you can see,
Now, I would say that you lean more towards being not such a clean freak. And now, I'm not saying you're sloppy or dirty or anything like that, but I would say that you lean more towards not being a clean freak. Now, Tom, I think, would lean more towards being a clean freak than not.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Really?
Yeah, our house is very, very neat. Now, look, I'm not going crazy. I'm not sitting here, like, vacuuming every single day or anything like that. But, yeah, I like to keep things neat.
So, yeah, I'm
I get
like that,
stressed.
too. But, like, I just, and that's fine.
oh yeah, no,
Am I right
don't-
about you is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I have a I'll get to it type of mentality. and eventually
Yeah.
I do get to it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Ray is very laid back.
yeah. I don't know if it. I don't know. You'd have to ask my roommates if it bothers them. I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at. I was
Like you're not leaving dirty dishes around or anything like that.
I would rather have if I just use one dish, I would rather like my cleaning be a concerted effort like after a day or 2 days worth than just a one-off type of thing. I would rather it be a more of an event to clean than just the one at a time.
So you do leave dirty dishes around. You let it pile up.
No, I mean in the sink. I'll rinse it off, but in terms of actually giving it a clean and putting it in the dishwasher, I wait till there's a couple more in there than just the one.
Why can't you just rinse and throw it in the dishwasher?
Because it's just a one thing. I was a dishwasher.
You're just making more work for yourself down the road.
Eventually, but eventually,
Because you're looking for an accomplishment.
Yeah, it feels like something I'll go do the dishes now. Also, I was a dishwasher in the pizza place, so like we do have a dishwasher. I do use it, but I'm a big scrub. You got to scrub it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it. There has to be scrub.
Oh, I'm totally that too.
It's not just like a rinse and put in the dishwasher. No. Dishwasher is like a second line of defense. I'm the first line of defense. I'm taking the soap. I'm cleaning that dish.
What the hell are you eating that you need two defenses?
Why? So you're cleaning it with soap. I'm someone that puts it in the dishwasher. Like you can't just put like your plate in the dishwasher and have food all over it. Like my fiance,
correct.
my fiance is like that. It drives me crazy.
No, you can't have that.
Oh, you're kidding me.
You can't have that.
Yeah, it's the only thing that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a big rinser. It's almost as clean as it's going to be.
Right, why are you doing it with soap and scrubbing it, actually cleaning the dish, and then putting it in the dishwasher?
That's a second line of defense.
No, what do you...
I don't do it that
for your
extreme.
Sandwich? Like a couple crumbs with bread?
I just like everything to be quite clean.
Sauce.
Yeah, the vodka sauce, I'll clean it off the plate, and then I will put the plate in there. But I'm not a rinse. It's got to have soap.
Nah, see, I'm a rinser, so if you look
Heavy
at
rinse.
it, you can... rinse and put in is where I'm at.
Again,
waste the water, buddy.
I
Okay.
do think that this comes back from working as a dishwasher because I was the only line of defense as the dishwasher. Honestly, I probably could go without one. I could live without one. I'll be honest with you with the dishwasher. I could probably go without it just because of how much I scrub and how much I clean. But I do, put it in there as a nice courtesy of like, okay, yeah, we're going to use the dishwasher. I'm putting it. I have had roommates that don't quite do like the rinse and the scrub, much like Tom describes the fiance, and that infuriates me.
Yeah, I have kids that don't know how to use the dishwasher. So after we're done dinner, I like, to give my wife a break because she works a lot of hours at home. I'm like, I got it. I'll clean up. So I'll clean everything up and all dishwashers loaded. Everything is clean. I'll come home from work, get home like 3 o'clock after a day of work, and the sink will be almost full. Or a few glasses, a couple of bowls, somebody had cereal. And I'm like, why can't, I didn't know if it was clean or not. Well, look.
Oh no, I fire that text away. That's a text. If I'm not sure, I make sure. Is it clean? Is it not? Because I want to know.
My sister has a cool thing at her house where it's a magnet on the thing and it's clean, clean or dirty. Like I should invest in one of them, I guess.
Probably.
Yeah, but I don't know. Vodka sauce I don't have a lot of, but I do like it.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's my favorite. It's my go. Well, my favorite when I'm making. I don't know. When I'm out, it depends. I don't know. My taste depends. I look at the menu. That's kind of weird. When I'm out,
you look at the menu before you go to a restaurant, or you wait until you get there.
Before.
Really?
Before as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to choose your meal, but you should at least have an idea of what's on the menu.
I also, and this might go back to the weather thing, but for me, I'm big on I'm going to find something almost anywhere. I usually look at the menu more of a courtesy of the people I'm going with, of is everyone going to like something here when I'm making plans? Because I got to be honest with you, I'll just eat pretty much with anything. You take me anywhere, I'm probably going to find something.
I'm the same way. Unless it's Mexican, I can't do Mexican only because it doesn't agree with me. Nothing against it. I wish it did agree with me, but it doesn't. It makes my stomach explode. The
more you know.
I'm good. Well, I mean, I get
No, I think it's okay. I'm understanding. I got you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
But I don't. I'll go anywhere. Yeah, I don't care. You tell me I'm going to take you out into this grass field. We're going to pick stuff to eat. Okay. Like I'm okay. Or
I'm
like
probably not following someone into the grass.
when you
I'm
work,
not that trusting.
When you work on the land in Italy, when you do that,
Yes. When I go to the
So
hills
that's
of
his
Italy.
next- he's going to work. So we're walking one day, and he goes, "I don't know. I think I'm just going to go to my next job." And I was like, "Oh, what's your next job?" And he goes, "I'm going to work the land in Italy." And I'm like,
It's a nice game.
What are you going to do with what are you working?" He's like, "I don't know, work the land." And I'm like, "Well, what does that mean?" He goes, "I don't know. I just heard it before. It sounds cool. I'm going to work the land."
I got cousins over there. I'll find out when I get there.
He's never had anyone question him before, so he didn't really think that.
Everyone supported the idea. Everyone was like,
Except
"Yeah,
Bob.
you should go work the land." And I was like, "All right, I'll go work the land
I guess.
in the hills of Italy.
Go. Yeah. All right. I'll go with
I'll send
you.
a postcard."
I don't know what the land is exactly, but I'm actually looking something up for you, Ray.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I appreciate that. So today we're
Okay, yeah, you're good. I'm just telling you, you're good, right? That's all. Drew in Philly, he's got somebody for that grew up here that he wanted to see play here. Drew, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, what's up, guys? Great show today.
What's going on, buddy?
Give these a local legend quarterback, Rich Gannon.
Ooh, Rich Gannon. So let's time it up with who was playing quarterback for the Eagles at that time. Rich Gannon would have been during was he McNabbish?
I believe it would have been Early McNabb.
Okay, early McNabb. Rich Gannon had, if I'm not mistaken, he had an MVP season one of those years, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Rich Gannon. Nah, thanks, Drew. Appreciate it. Would you take Rich Gannon? What years? Are you looking up Gannon's years?
Oh yeah, I have. He's in the NFL from '87 to 2004. Not all of
Okay.
them, obviously, as a main starter.
Right. So, 90s. Yeah. So, would you take Gannon over McNabb?
No, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, he had one spectacular.
2002 was the MVP.
Oh, he did, right?
Yeah.
It was an MVP
Yeah.
year. So,
Yeah, and like McNabb's overhated in the city, but McNabb's the greatest quarter. One of, if not the one of the greatest quarterbacks in franchise history.
I think he's the
greatest quarterback.
People get all up in arms about that, but yes, I
Why?
agree. There's hate. There's McNabb hate out there.
Oh, I
man.
understand that. And look, you cannot like a quarterback or whatever, but you have to be honest about what they accomplished. I think the honesty is, yeah, he's the best quarterback this franchise has ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. But some people say, I couldn't get it done in the big moment. Look what Foles got done. Look at the stat. Look how good Mike Vick was for his career. I don't know. You hear
Yeah.
things.
You
Jaworski,
hear things.
Sometimes bad things.
Tom travels in different places. He hears things. Chris in Jenkintown, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Chris?
Hey, guys. What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm just, I don't know if I'm saying the obvious because I didn't hear you say the two probably best players ever that came out of Pennsylvania never played for us.
We're talking Philly local.
I thought you said all sports.
I did say all sports. Local kids who grew up around here that could have played on a Philly team. Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out there and tell Montana and Joe Willie. So.
And Joe Willie? Joe Namath?
Both. Yes, both. Yes, Joe Namath.
Yeah. I think, no problem. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. That would be more local for Pittsburgh.
Local to where I'm going this weekend.
Yes, local to where you'll be driving to right after. Yeah, they came from that area where there was a lot of really good football players that grew up and played and all, but that's not. We're looking more local Philly, I would say. But Chris, thanks. I appreciate it. Two great names. I would take Joe Montana over any Eagles quarterback probably ever. No question
that's
about
bold.
it. Yeah. Joe Namath, I never saw play. I never saw Joe Namath play. From what we know the stories about him, Hollywood Joe Namath, but people that did see him play, they might claim he might be one of the most overrated quarterbacks of all time.
People that didn't see him play might just look at his numbers and say pretty overrated.
Yeah, he's under 500, right, as a career starter?
It's crazy. Terry Bradshaw, who won 4 Super Bowls, so therefore gets all the accolades you can give because he did win 4 Super Bowls. If you look at his numbers, surprisingly bad.
Yeah.
Is it bad for that era or bad now? Because obviously, very different era.
I think it's like even touchdown to interception.
Is that what it is?
It's pretty bad.
It's not. That's the thing that comes with eras. But it is funny. Like I think Aikman and McNabb have like similar regular season stats for like their careers. And,
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Aikman isn't overwhelming by any means. No.
Yeah. It's just Yeah, it happens. It happens. Some guys get it. I wish that I could have delivered on a promise to the city of New York, because then everyone would revere me forever and just ignore everything else about me.
Ray, I am on my way to revering you forever.
I think that has more to do with you than it does with me.
Well on my way. All right, listen, yesterday we talked about sustainability a lot when it came to the Philadelphia Phillies. And it's that midway point of the season. And, I heard Tyrone gave the grades and stuff. We did the sustainability yesterday. There was one person we didn't talk about. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on it, because I don't think it's just as clear as maybe we all make it. Maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe there's some things that can be better. We'll take a look deeper into that when we get back. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. You think you know a guy. 11:31 here, middays. I just got some inside info that I have to share with you, Tom, and if anybody out there is listening. So we're just talking about like the home run hitting contest last night, and Brendan comes in here and starts talking about it and saying like, I don't know, is this kind of like the Phillies, what Bohm did last night? You get somewhere that you don't expect, but then you wind up not winning it at the end. And Ray goes, and I'm half paying attention to the conversation, and all of a sudden I hear Ray saying, yeah, the shirt was off and I was swinging. I'm like, whoa, wait, what? And he says, yeah, when Pete Alonso got out in the first round, I had made a promise to my friends that if he was out in the and this is Ray.
This was a joke. This was a joke. This was not a promise. Don't phrase it as a promise. Promise sounds awful.
That if Pete Alonso was out in the first round, he would strip naked and run from his apartment to his friend's apartment, which is about a block down the street.
Sounds like a promise to me, yeah.
He said, but I didn't want to keep that promise because, of obvious. So he took off his shirt and was swinging it around when Pete Alonso was eliminated from the home run derby contest last night.
Wow, really excited there, man.
I was thrilled. I'll be honest. I can't stand that guy. The home run derby, I can't stand him, especially in the home run derby. That, to me, was a feeling of pure joy to watch him be eliminated.
See, I'll be honest. I was more happy that when Ozuna got eliminated.
Yeah, I also felt a pure joy.
I was rooting against Ozuna harder than I was rooting against Alonso.
Alonso was first, though, right? Alonso was the first one that got. Yeah, so Alonso was like the first domino.
Alonso was first.
Oh, no. I was rooting more against Ozuna, but I'm saying in terms of like it was the first domino to fall.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, my first out that I wanted to be was Alonso. Like if yesterday, if we were talking about it.
Oh, no, Ozuna's first for me for obvious reasons.
I thought Ozuna was going to last longer because when he was hitting home runs, my God, that was coming off of his bat.
Very powerful. That's
I imagine both of them were going to outlast Bohm. So when Alonso was out, it was more the celebration of, hey, he outlasted one of the two of the ones I hated, and then the Ozuna one, that was I think why I decided to crack another one in celebration.
But I don't know, Tom. Shirt off?
Yeah, it's a bit much.
A shirt off and waving it in an apartment with your roommate. Woo, Alonso's out. Shirt off.
Did you do that during any Phillies win in the playoffs in the last couple of years? Like take your shirt off?
No, because I was in a public scenario.
Every single one?
I don't think I've watched a single game back at home.
Playoff game at home?
Playoff game.
Congrats on your success.
I mean, they've either been at a bar, like when they were doing all the different bar events. Like I was with, Chunas and our other good friend that was doing those events. So I was with them all the time for those road games. And then the home games, I was either there or I was probably somewhere down in South Philly trying to be near the action so that I could celebrate with people that were at
All right, let's put it this way, furthering Tom's question. Has there been a sporting event where you were watching at home that you felt the need to remove an article of clothing and wave it over your hand before last night?
Oh, I'm sure there has been. Yeah. I mean, it's a funny.
I know I never.
It's doing it ironically.
I was like 4.
It's fun for it's an ironic entertainment type of setup.
What's the irony?
The irony is like it's really not that big of a deal. It's a home run derby. You shouldn't care this much about it, and yet I did.
Okay, I think you're using the word ironic wrong, but like,
it's a bit. Is really what it is.
It's a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
stand by it.
Yeah,
I'll stand by it.
Now,
I thoroughly
roommate's
enjoyed
reaction
watching.
when you is it
He's
just
laughing.
laughter?
He's laughing to himself. He's like, "Yeah, I know I live with this idiot. This dude's funny. Like I can't help it." Yeah,
I'm coming around on your side almost a little bit.
This was and it was also a text to the friends that were watching it together of the shirts off.
Okay.
And I don't lie. Like I wouldn't send you that text and tell you the lie. So like they thought it was funny that the shirts off. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to say,
I've never been a pull a shirt all kind of.
Just keep your clothes all around me, please. That's all I ask.
I'm in public.
He wouldn't do it too. Like if we were over your place last night having beers watching it.
No, this is not.
Would shirt come off and you'd be waving in front of us? No.
Easy for him to say now. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I guess if I had made that joke before, I probably would have to follow through on it.
Could be. Yeah. Speaking of text messages, we're going to get to a couple of them after we take Nasheer here on the line. Nasheer, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, buddy? Hello? Nasher, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? I got a good one for you, I think. About Andre Reed.
Andre Reed, wide receiver, Buffalo?
Yeah, man, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Is he local? Where he went to
Allentown Deer.
Allentown.
Yeah, then he went to Kutztown.
Yeah, went to Kutztown. Yeah. Yeah, early 80s. I remember that. Yeah, grew up in Allentown. That's a good one. That's a good one, Asher. I don't know if it's a little bit out of the distance, but I'll tell you what. Stay on the line. We'll put you on hold. We'll get your information from you for Andre Reed. Allentown, Tom, you're the little too far, maybe, Allentown, out of the local area? Give it to him?
Yeah, I'll give it to him.
Okay. All right, good. You're a good man. Good man. All right, Tom, we got some texts, a couple of texts on this. A local player, someone who grew up around here that you would have loved to have seen play for the team. Now, Andre Reed, great wide receiver on those Bills teams that went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls, didn't win any of them. He would have fit, especially when you're talking wide receiver, Eagles. Yeah, I think he would have fit here. Tom, we got some text on local people and also another one?
Yeah. We'll get to that other one in a second. But here's Mike from Sterling who says, can't believe nobody has said Marvin Harrison yet. He would have been great for the Eagles at the time that he was playing.
So when we started this conversation today, Ray looked at me and said, I have one. I said, oh, who is it? He goes, no, you have to guess. Probably about 4 guesses in, I guess.
Yeah.
I got it, and it was Marvin Harrison. Roman Catholic High School. Unbelievable. And we looked up. He was drafted, what?
19th.
19th overall. The Eagles
96.
had the 25th pick that year. And who'd you say they take? Jermaine Mayberry?
Jermaine Mayberry.
And they took him 1 pick before?
Ray Lewis.
Oh, maybe a little bit of a miss there. Nothing
Just
against
a little bit.
Jermaine Mayberry. But, yeah, might have been a little bit of a miss there. But Marvin Harrison is an excellent answer. What else we got?
We got Dawood in Northeast Philly who says, whoa, 2 major violations by this Silvana. 1, she's not watching the Derby and our hometown guy is in it. 2, it started at 8 p.m. What do you mean? You mean to tell me that she's sleeping at 8 o'clock? Who is she? Andrew Salciunas?
Oh, ricochet
Wow.
shot.
Double get there.
No, I know she had said she was watching I know she was watching at one point, so it was not that she was in bed at 8. You'd have to ask her beyond that, but I know she was at least tuned in to the second round.
The second round started at 9:15.
Listen, again, when this comes up, and it's going to be, I can't believe Ray brought this one up. This was Bob.
All right, I'm taking it, Ray. Don't worry. You're okay. She's not going to beat you up today. You're all right.
I'm worried. That door's going to swing open.
Don't worry. I'll tell you what. We talk pet peeves, and sometimes we have some fun on the show about talking. What are some of your? One of my pet peeves is when someone asks you to do something that could so easily be done by them. Hey, no, I'm not going to do this. I'll get in trouble. But like, what did
I'm telling you, there's something going on up in that brain.
I'll tell you during the break. No, there isn't. I'm good today. I'm really good. I don't know what it was. When you came in this morning, I was deep into looking up something. And that's why I didn't give you my undivided attention that I usually do when I don't know why you're giving me this, attitude. I'm in a fine mood. Nothing has happened in my life. Everything is good.
Good. I'm glad.
I don't know.
I just got here, man. Don't ask me.
Yesterday went so well.
No, but regardless, your pet peeve is when people ask you to do something that they could do on their own very easily.
Yeah.
Like if I said, hey, Bob, you mind if you go open that door for me?
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be physical. It could also be like a mental thing, like, hey,
or Bob, grab me that pen that's in the cup that's sitting equidistant from both of us.
Yeah.
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 Like that, and the Silvana thing last night, I think I probably would have treated it as you guys did.
Yeah, we had fun with it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I would have laughed and been like, are you kidding me? Now my answer would be like, are you kidding me? Back then, when I was your age and had friends like that, I would have been like, oh, sure, anything you want to. I would have carried it further, though. Oh, my God, I can't believe that just happened. And left it at that, and then had Josh come back with, oh, my God, a fractured ankle. He might be out for the rest of the year.
I wouldn't do that.
Like, I would. I absolutely would.
Bad juju.
Oh,
bad juju out there. No, it is. It is bad juju out there. I would not do that.
No.
I will say, Josh definitely sold it with his text of the two. But I think I do it more because there's no way someone I think of my generation doesn't have like 75 notifications that bury that notification. And if she really did end up believing it, truly believing it when she saw it, I question that, because there had to have been an ESPN notification, a Twitter notification. I would like to realize that I don't think Josh and I's texts are the first thing that get checked in the morning, beyond an ESPN notification, beyond a Twitter notification, beyond just, oh, yeah, look what happened last night.
All I did was call Silvana out on asking these guys to do a favor. He's calling her a liar. So if she comes in swinging, dude.
I didn't say she was a liar.
Yeah, you pretty much did.
You made this bad, buddy.
I didn't say she was a liar.
No, you're kind of alluding to
She didn't lie. She just said she couldn't.
You find it hard to believe that she didn't know what the results were before she saw your text.
Right. I don't. She never said that she believed us. She never said she believed us. She just said, I can't believe you guys lied.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
I assume that we did not mislead her to the point where she thought that Bohm won.
Yeah, I don't think I would have. I'm surprised you guys didn't carry it a little further.
Yeah,
I definitely
would
have.
Yeah, I had to come in and prep the show, and
Yeah, no, that would have been
work
cool.
to do this.
Yeah, sure we did. All right, listen. If you're on the line, hold on. We want to get your answers to the question that we threw out there. Of give us a local player, someone who grew up around here that you would have loved to see play for your team, your local team, at some point. Now, some of them, it has to go up against competition. Was there already somebody in place at that position that was better? We've gotten a lot of good answers so far. We'll get more from you when we get back. Ray Dunn's co-hosting all day today. I'm Bob Cooney. This is Middays 97.5 The Fanatic. Welcome back. Middays here, 97.5 The Fanatic. Glad you're joining us today. Hope you're being careful outside, as it is just gross with heat and humidity and all that stuff going on. So please be careful. Don't underestimate what that can do to you. Hey, don't underestimate FanFest either, because it's one of the greatest days ever. That's right, FanFest 2024 with FanDuel is Saturday, September 28th at Xfinity Live. You can get your tickets during our next ticket raid. And you know when that is, Ray? It's a week from today.
Oh, wow.
That's right, Tuesday, July 23rd at 9 a.m. at 975thefanatic.com. It's the biggest party of the year for Philly sports fans. You know how much fun it is. All the Fanatic hosts and everybody else you hear on this station, we're going to be there. Celebrity guests, Philly sports legends, activities, games, prizes. It's so much fun. Just go to 975thefanatic.com because it has all the info. Ray, how many fan fests for you now?
This will be 3.
This will be your 3rd. Okay, so best memory of a fan fest?
Ooh, that is a wonderful, wonderful question. I think the first one was so overwhelming of just the day, like not knowing exactly where everything was going to go.
That's why I'm anxious to see Amy, Bills, people that haven't been there. I'm anxious to see their face when they get there.
Yeah. Last year was pretty cool. They had Tom and I sitting at one of the meet and greet things, and Tom and I just stand there like, yeah, sure, yeah. And a few people came over and said hi, and that was like one of the things I was like, oh, wow. You know? People listen. People care. People want to talk to us.
People
we had a good
love
time
you.
with that.
Yeah, the 2 people that came up to me and said that they knew me. That was the highlight of my FanFest history. I'll be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's so nice to be able to put faces to names, you know, and for people to come over and say hi is just awesome. One of my favorite parts of it is, as I said many times, Andrew and I have made it like a tradition to get together a couple hours before and go around all the people, as many people as we can, tailgating.
That actually might be it for me. As wonderful and awesome as a moment
you were
as
with
Tom.
us last year, right?
Yeah.
We had a group.
My parents also have the tailgate they have now begun, which is like my friends love my parents' tailgates.
It was so cool. They had those, what do you call them, those big heads? Is that what they're called? Fat heads of Ray all over the place they carried around. It was pretty cool.
No, that never happened, but I appreciate the energy there. Don't give them any ideas.
Please. Oh, no,
Please.
I've already talked to them.
Don't give them any ideas.
We're good to go.
But yeah, like the tailgate there, like seeing all my friends come down, they're just drinking, carrying on with my parents, and I know you guys stopped up there. A couple people from the station stopped up and saw them. That's fun for me. I have a group text of like all the people that are excited to go FanFest, and I think we've hit the official threshold of people in the group chat, so we're gonna have to try and. I have a lot of people that are excited about it. I think seeing everyone else enjoy it and be like, hey, we could share this with all of you, and then getting to share it with the listeners too. That's like the coolest part for me.
Yeah,
it
is.
On it.
Meeting people is so much fun. I met a guy one year before FanFest. We were out shopping on a Saturday, and a guy came over and said hello, and he had a really cool Sixers shirt on. So we were talking. His name was.
The civil authorities have issued a required monthly test for all of New Jersey beginning at 10:50 a.m. and ending at 12:50 p.m. The New Jersey Office of Emergency Management is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. Had this been an actual emergency, the attention signal you have just heard would have been followed by official information or instructions. This concludes the test of the emergency alert system.
To the best. Right now, Tom's the best.
I respect that. Thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
Let's stop.
Yeah.
Let's
Very respectful.
Stop with the whole.
What would yours be?
I don't know. I thought this was going to take a lot more thought from you, and all of a sudden you were just away with
like
it.
I said, you go to your strengths, and being as I used to play basketball years ago, I guess that's still my strength. I'd like to take Connor down in anything and everything. So, I'd maybe something with Connor, maybe cornhole, something just to piss him off, just to beat his ass. I would like for every one of us to take him on in something different and beat him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We should definitely try and do that.
Yeah,
Everyone against Connor. and
Yeah,
see
like,
what his record
What if we
is.
just played dodgeball and Connor was on his own team?
We just put Connor in the middle and we all have balls.
Sounds good to me.
You know, he convinced himself he'd win.
Yeah.
He convinced himself that he'd win that, too.
Oh, yeah. Nobody could hit me.
Yeah,
Are you kidding
no.
me? It
I'll
doesn't
take you
matter.
all on.
I got you.
I throw harder than anyone
Okay,
here,
is this how you wanna
including
go?
the former MLB All-Star.
Have you seen how fast these feet are? They're not just fast, they're quick. Yeah, like, whatever. Oh, boy. Larry in New Jersey has a player that grew up around here that you would have loved to have seen play for the local team. Larry, you're on 97.5 The Fanatic.
How you doing, fellas?
Doing good, Larry. How about you?
I'm all right. Thanks, man. I got a good one. Probably slipped your mind a little bit, maybe not. DeJuan Wagner.
It's a great one, and it's such a shame what happened to him when he got to his pro career. He got I believe it was colitis, and had his NBA career cut way short. He was taken what was it, 6 overall by Cleveland, something like that?
I think 4.
Was it
I believe
4?
It was 4.
Okay.
He's the greatest high school player I've ever seen, and arguably probably top 10 ever in the history of high school basketball. So, yeah.
I saw him play. I also saw him play many times in high school. Yeah, unbelievable talent. Now, if he came to the Sixers at the time, it would have been a backcourt of Iverson and DeJuan Wagner.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool to watch.
It would have been, in this day and age, it would have been, oh, no, too small. But, yeah, they were, that was, DeJuan Wagner was unbelievable. Thanks, Larry. I appreciate it. Unbelievable in high school. Top 10 of all time. I don't know about that. But it was such a shame. Went to the NBA at 19, played 1 year for Memphis, 1 year for Cal at Memphis. And then, had the sickness just gripped him, and he couldn't get out of it, and it cost him a pro career. So,
Best high school athlete you ever watched?
Athlete?
Yeah.
Who was the kid? Oh, went to Paulsboro, went to Temple. Was a really good basketball player and football player. Oh, my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name because I actually covered him a little bit. Played quarterback at Temple, was a running quarterback. Harvey. Is that his name? Ooh.
Kevin Harvey?
Kevin Harvey. Yeah, probably the best high school athlete I ever saw. There was a few of them. I played against or sat on the bench while playing against a couple of the Camden guys that went to the NBA. That's good. I mean, in high school, there was a matchup between DeJuan Wagner and a kid from Roman Catholic at the time. Roman Catholics had so many great players. But, who was the kid? I don't know. How about you, Tom? You have a high school athlete that... Who's yours, Ray, since you brought up the question?
I've seen you cover... I've seen you. I know you covered so much in terms of that. I figured you had a number that you'd see. I think the one that stood out the most to me, like the first time I saw it, was DeAndre Swift when I watched him play against any other school pretty much, the way he just carved up defenses.
Our high school played Mike Trout my freshman year. He was a senior at the time, so,
I covered...
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
I covered a tournament because the NBA was on... I guess the NBA was on lockout or something. I don't know what the circumstances were, but Trout was playing in a tournament that I covered, and it was the day Harry Callis died. So that was actually April. So, no, the NBA wouldn't have been going on then. But I remember talking to his mom, interviewing his mom, and then the game got over, going out on the field and going to interview Trout, and I was the one that told him that Harry Callis had passed.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was phenomenal. Like bat speed, run speed, arm. Yeah, he was fun to watch. It's hard to see an athlete in a baseball player, though.
One of the I was one of those like AAU events. I was up there, and one of the teams that all these players come in and they assign them all these different groups. So it wasn't like an AAU, but it was like one of those showcase type events where you got all these high school prospects. They had Jalen Green and Jonathan Kuminga on the same team.
Wow,
which was like I felt horrible for the other team watching the two of them. Like Kuminga had just got the States. Jalen Green at that point I think was like the number 2 player in his class.
Yeah.
Watching the two of them play with one another, okay, yeah, I see the 2 NBA players here. The rest of you, good luck. I felt so bad for the other team because I was like, who in the world put these two together? But it was fun to watch the two of them. They played, I think it was an event up at Albright or Reading. Yeah, somewhere up there where it was like they were in the gym and I was like, okay, pro, everyone else.
Exactly.
Take notes. Those guys are going to the NBA at some point.
That's pretty good. So now my head's spinning. Like, I got to go back and remember all the high school athletes that I've seen throughout their careers and try to remember one of them. But question we have out there to you, local athlete that played around here, grew up around here, that you would have loved and who would have fit into the local pro teams at the time they became a pro. We've had some great answers so far. Let's get yours, 610-632-0975. This is Middays. I'm Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. welcome back. Noon hour here, Middays, as we take you into the best show ever. With that guy that's Tyrone, obviously, and Silvana. Bill Colarulo going to be sitting in for Ricky, who's on vacation. And Ricky had something to say about something I said?
Yeah, Ricky.
So he texts you about something I said.
I think he meant for me to go back at you before that segment ended. He was a little upset. He thought that you were saying baseball players aren't athletic, and I tried to clarify that you said it's hard to see an athlete and a baseball player. He said the same thing, and I said, Ricky, I want you to know, I think of you as an athlete.
Yeah, Ricky, you're the best athlete I've ever seen. If I'd have seen you play in high school, you would have been my answer. No, what I was saying was, like, when we're talking about high school kids, if you're looking at, like, who your best athlete is like, baseball is this, like, football, you can look at it and go, all right, basketball. Baseball is the one where they don't showcase their athleticism as much, is what I would say.
Right.
Why? They might not get a ball hit to them. Why? They only bat 3 times, maybe 4 times a game. That was my point. I thought somebody that has been in the athletic world as long as Ricky would understand that.
Oh, come on. You're not going to see him for a week now.
That's why I'm saying it like this. Yeah.
Oh, you can't take a pitch to the back if he's not here. Yeah,
I'm kidding around. But, yeah, that's what I meant, Rick, if I wasn't. And also, when I said I remember seeing DeJuan Wagner playing a showcase game, somebody against Roman Catholic, it was Eddie Griffin. So that was a cool showcase game. I know I covered it. I think it was up at Temple. And
sounds like
it was pretty cool. And it was right at the time. So DeJuan's a senior in high school, right? You're sitting there during the game. Oh, somehow that season, John Calipari just so happened to be an assistant for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's announced that he's going to Memphis. Calipari's at the game. He's going to Memphis, and guess who one of his assistant coaches was? How about Milt Wagner, who I played against? I didn't really play against. He was a senior. I was a freshman. I sat on the bench against him.
You watched, yeah.
Yeah, Milt Wagner, and he was going to be an assistant with John Calipari. So there wasn't much guessing as to where DeJuan Wagner was going to go to college.
It is crazy how that happens.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. So we're having fun with the conversation today. But what I want to get to after I get our callers here, we talked about sustainability with the Phillies yesterday because they are the best team in baseball. This has been a wonderful stretch for them in this, quote, first half of the season. There was one name we didn't talk about yesterday, and I do want to get to it when we get done with the callers here. Don in South Philly. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Don?
Hello?
Hey, Don. What's up?
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
All right. Kareem Townsend. Did you look him up?
Kareem Towns?
Yes.
Yeah, from LaSalle.
Right. He would have been a good NBA player for Philadelphia Sixers. He would have been good. Great.
What was I'm having trouble. Did he play in the NBA?
No, what happened was the Lakers drafted him and sent him to the G League, but he got caught up in a drug ring. You remember?
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Yeah. Oh. All right. Checkered pass. I don't know. Thanks, Don. Yeah. Kareem Towns was a really nice player up at LaSalle. I don't remember if he was with Donnie Carr. Donnie Carr, one of the all-times. I know I did a few stories on Donnie. Donnie, a great, great guy who's an assistant still up there with Fran Dunphy. Kareem Towns was a spectacular player, and I do kind of remember the trouble that he got in there. But that's tough. That's a tough one. Burnett in New Jersey. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. Burnett.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Not much. So I'm from Salem County, a little small town called Woodstown.
I've not only heard of it, I've been there plenty of times to watch my kids play sports.
Get out of here. Okay, awesome. So I went to Woodstown. I graduated in 2005, and I played basketball from 6th grade all the way till I graduated against a guy from Pittsgrove, New Jersey named Paul Gall. I don't know if
Seton Hall? Went to Seton Hall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, went to Seton Hall.
Little left-hander. Also a really good football player.
Yes, broke all types of records in South Jersey. I want to say he's right behind DeJuan in points all-time scored. I know he scored 3,100 points or something like that, I believe.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good name. It's probably more of a South Jersey name. Like, I don't know if a lot of people around here would remember him, but
that's... I mean, he would take 2 steps past half court and just launch it in my face.
Yeah, I saw him play a couple times in high school in tournaments, and I did see him play once in at least once in football.
Yeah, he played against Russell Carter from Paulsboro. I don't know if that rings a bell.
Oh, sure it does. To me, it does. Yeah, I don't know.
He went to Notre Dame, and so, but I just think Seton Hall wasn't a good fit for Paul. I think if he went to another school, it might have been different. But I know he did play overseas for a little bit.
Yeah. Burnett, thanks. That's a great name. Appreciate it. Not sure it's going to hit the top of the tops, but
I think he might be going to
the best high school player.
If I had to guess, he's probably going best high school player than say that the player from here that would have.
Well, it said on the board that he could have played for the Sixers in the 2000s. Yeah, there was a guy Iverson here who was a little point guard that I think he had the run of it there, but whatever. Some good names there. So
there's a baseball name we haven't gotten yet. That beyond my era, but I'm surprised we haven't heard it yet.
I had one for baseball that was beyond. Actually, it was very early in my childhood. Do you think it's the same one?
It's probably the same one.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Great nickname?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised we haven't heard that one yet. I was glad that, and it was a texter that had gotten Marvin Harrison, right? The texter.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Because that was the first one that really clicked with me. Like, they had the whole Syracuse duo here. Wouldn't have been bad. I think McNabb probably would like Marvin Harrison.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that
would have been cool to see.
That was the first one that jumped to mind. But there's another one that it's one of my favorite. Like as a kid, like, oh wow, really? That guy was from around here? Like it was one of those things. It was like,
well, you have another one in your head.
No, this was the one. That, like when I was a kid and I learned that this specific player was from here. I was like, oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Interesting. I like my mind now is racing to think of some more, but we got some text on some pretty good ones, Tom.
That is correct. We have some good ones here that have not been mentioned yet. No name, unfortunately, but my player is Jameer Nelson. Not because I thought he'd get the Sixers a ring, but he gave the city we come from hope that we could be anything, and it would have been nice to be able to root for him once he made it to the league.
So we were on Daily News Live, Dick Girardi and I, the night that of the NBA draft. And the Sixers, I believe, had like the 22nd pick. And Dick Girardi was saying, and he wrote in the paper, if they don't take Jameer Nelson, because he was, going to be there, they are idiots, pretty much is what he said. They wound up taking someone whose name was brought up on this show last week out of Seton Hall. We may even have a lunchbox of him.
Oh, Samuel
Dalembert. Like, if I got to check, I'm pretty sure that was the same draft. Where the Sixers took Dalembert, and Girardi, it was all, and God, I'm giving Dick Girardi all the love today, but he deserves it. I mean, it's the point guard you need. He could be a point guard in the NBA for years to come. And sure enough, Jameer had a great career in the NBA and just a solid guy you could have had. Same draft it was, right? You have that right? I'm sorry, I thought that's what you were not.
No, I was not. I could have great career in the NBA.
Okay, well, he's going to look it up there. What else we got? His other names, Tom's?
We have a couple here mentioning the player Hank Gathers would have been a great addition to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Another one before your guys' time. Bo Kimball and Hank Gathers went to high school together. Hank Gathers, of course, tragically died in the middle of a game. He was just playing himself into what was going to be an unbelievable NBA career. It's such a sad story. So obviously he would have been awesome.
So Bob, you're misremembering on the draft.
Okay, what was it?
It's the 2004 draft where the 76ers had the 9th pick.
And they took. Wait, I do know this because we had him on the show. Oh man, give me initials.
AI.
Oh, it was Iguodala that? No, then I am messing up the years.
Yes. Jameer Nelson goes 20th to the Nuggets in that draft.
Huh. Did the Sixers have another pick?
Sixers had a pick in the second round, I think. No?
Yeah, I must be You know what I am? What I'm doing is I'm combining stories. It was that I think Girardi disagreed with them taking Dalembert, and I think another year him pining for them to get. You know what? He might have been pining for them to take him at 9, the year that they took Andre Iguodala.
Anyway.
But it's what? Yeah. So what else we got, Tom?
Stretch with Orlando.
Yeah, a couple other good ones here. This is from Dan B. Not sure if it was mentioned, but of course, Shelton Hand's own Reggie Jackson, one of the all-time greats.
That's the one that Ray and I were thinking of, Mr. October.
There it is.
Yeah.
That was one.
Unbelievable athlete in high school, from what I was told by my father and all. I remember being a little kid, and that's when I would race home to watch World Series games because they were played in the afternoon, and or they might have been playoff games, maybe not World. I think it might have been World Series. Be like the A's and the Cincinnati Reds. And Reggie Jackson, my dad just telling me, watch this guy. That's when he was with the A's. And then, of course, later on, he went to the New York Yankees. All right, let me get another one on the line here because we have a pretty good one. And I'll bet you this man was even friends with this guy. Tasty Cake Dom is on the line. Dom, what's happening?
Yeah, exactly, Bob. Selfishly, I would love to have seen, all due respect to Calvin Williams and Arkansas Freddie Barnett, but I would love to have seen Randall throwing some bombs to John Taylor.
Yeah, for those who never, John Taylor was the running mate alongside wide receiver mate alongside Jerry Rice with Joe Montana. Caught a game-winning touchdown against the Cincinnati Bengals. Actually went to Delaware State. Didn't he play cornerback? I think at Pennsauken, right, Dom?
Right. He was not an offensive player at Pennsauken. He was cornerback. But, yeah, he went to Delaware. And
was it Delaware or Delaware State?
Delaware.
Was it? Okay.
I thought it was Delaware.
It was Delaware State. Ray's shaking his head.
Delaware State? Okay.
Okay, Delaware State. Yeah, that's okay. No, just want to make sure we're right.
And, the other antidote to that story, right, is that those five guys that would play touch football at that graveyard, they went to school number 5.
Yep.
All of those guys, Todd McNair, all those guys made the NFL, Bobby.
Yeah.
A lot of them were the Griggses, David Griggs and Billy Griggs, and Todd McNair were cousins with each other.
Right.
And all five of them made the NFL.
Yeah, crazy. All on the same block right there. And then later on, you had Greg Mark from Pennsauken make it to the NFL. Yeah. And, yeah, just an unbelievable lineage.
The first one was also San Francisco 49er, was older than all of us, was a guy named Dwight Hicks.
Yeah, sure.
And he had, when they played Cincinnati, when San Francisco won their first Super Bowl, he's the guy that Kenny Anderson threw that interception in the end zone to preserve the game. Dwight Hicks is the one that made that interception.
And you grew up all around them, right, Tom?
I grew up with all of them. Met them junior high. I was at Carson School, and they were, I met them all in junior high. It was also, I knew Billy Thompson my whole. You mentioned Milt. I knew Billy Thompson like my whole life. The CYO, Bob. What did you play? I'm sorry to keep you long. Did you play St. Pete's, Bob? Is that who you played for?
CYO? In grammar school?
Yeah, like when we were 11, 12.
Yeah, I was Queen of Heaven. I was a Catholic school over in Cherry Hill. Yeah, but we played all around. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Billy Thompson. I played against him. I was a sophomore. He was a senior. I believe Billy Thompson. I know he played for the Lakers, but I think he won, unless it was Milt Wagner. Milt Wagner might have won an NCAA title and an NBA title. South Jersey. We're just going down the rabbit hole, aren't we? We got some more texts. You said we had some great names there. Tom, do we have some more? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have a couple for the hockey team. Johnny Gaudreau, someone who could have been a Philadelphia Flyer, obviously did not happen. Maybe for the better here with the direction they're going, but Johnny Gaudreau's come up a lot.
Yeah. There's another South Jersey guy. We really didn't mean to go here today, but Andrew Salciunas and I did a show from the Johnny Gaudreau golf tournament a couple years. The year
I was producing that show, actually.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Nice kid, great kid. When he was 7 years old, I don't know if I told you guys this story. I was working at the Daily News, and they wanted me to do like South Jersey sports stories, and I did a story on Johnny Gaudreau's father, Getty, because their team was so good at 7, which featured Johnny Gaudreau. Yeah, so
a good reason they were good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I went to 2 of their games, and I remember standing there freezing my ass off in a hockey rink going, I'm writing a story about 7-year-olds. But it was a lot of fun. And his father, Guy, is a great, great guy.
Well, and I remember, if it's the same show I'm thinking of when I was producing it, didn't Johnny's dad pretty much say, yeah, we wanted to come here, but the Flyers didn't want me?
Now, yes, you're exactly
if I'm thinking
right.
of the right show.
Or was it still a work in progress? Because I have it in my memory that we had Johnny on also.
Yes.
And Johnny was like, yeah, I'd love to play here. I don't think he was signed yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen. I know the way they went and all that stuff and whatever, but he's fun to watch.
Yeah, a few years ago, he was fantastic. Yeah, I will never forget that show because his dad literally said, yeah, they don't want us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his dad was his coach and all, and great stuff. All right, give us one more if you got it.
Yeah, I got one. We got a couple more here, but
Okay.
I'll give you another one here to finish us off. This one is obscure. This is from Robert B. Eddie George was a beast and would have been an awesome Eagle.
Give me hometown of Eddie George. Do you remember anything of Eddie George?
I don't have the hometown. I don't have the hometown for you of Eddie George for sure.
I should.
He says he is from Philly, actually.
Is that right? Huh.
Yes,
I thought it was
correct.
just outside of Philly. But we saw Eddie George at the Dawkins golf outing. I think he could still line up and play for some people if he had to. He looks that good. Phenomenal running back. A lot of fun to watch. That's a good one.
High schools listed here: Abington.
Abington. Okay.
Yeah, Fork Union Military Academy.
Oh, all right. That's not bad at all. So, a lot of good stuff going on here. And I keep teasing it, and I want to get to it with the two of you when we get back. And it is concerning Rob Thompson. Sustainability moving forward. Is there anything that may that concern you a little bit moving forward in this, what we have labeled, rightfully so, a terrific season so far? I have a little, ingredient that if I put in there, I would like to know how you guys think he would handle it. So we'll do that when we get back. We have a lot more coming up for you. I just want to tell you that the 12 o'clock hour, it's brought to you by Service First Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months and a $500 rebate when you purchase a complete heating and cooling system from Service First. Learn more at ServiceFirstHVAC.com. We're going to take you up to the best show ever. Bob Cooney, Ray Dunn, Tom Alvord producing today. So glad that you're with us. Please be careful out there on this hot, steamy Tuesday. Make sure you hydrate, do everything you can, and if you get a chance, help some others. Give them, I don't know, if you have an extra bottle of water or something like that, don't be afraid to share it. Love to hear from you, 610-632-0975. We're talking about athletes, people that grew up here that didn't get a chance to play here. Who would you like to have seen done that? All that and a whole lot more. This is Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. 1228 here on the Fanatic Middays. As our daily conversation with Tyrone always gets me pumped up. You're learning a lot about South Jersey.
Yeah, I realized this when I was over at your house last week. Like when I was driving through, I was like, yeah, what are you near one of the Cherry Hills? I drove past on the way to you, and I was like, oh, I've heard, I went to Temple, know a ton of people that went to that.
Cherry Hill West, yeah.
You
went past, yeah.
One of the Cherry Hills. I know people that went to both of them. I was like, oh, I've never been past this place before, and I've never been down. Like, you were like, oh, you've been to Cherry Hill Mall? And I was like, no, I haven't. Just as someone that was from northwest suburbs of Philadelphia, I never found myself really on that side of the river, hanging out in South Jersey, unless I was going through it to go to the shore.
It is a community.
It is. I learned a lot about it, especially in the last 10 minutes here. I feel like I learned a ton about it during that break.
Yeah, so Tyrone and I are a few years apart, but he grew up in Pensacola, and I grew up in Cherry Hill, not far from each other. We know a lot of the same people, a lot of the same places. And, yeah, once you go down that rabbit hole, it's funny. Like, you remember
you and Taste Cake Dom, too, and right before the break, too. You guys were going down the rabbit hole. I was like, what? Yeah, South Jersey. Love it.
Well, I think I told you the story about my wife going out to dinner with her friends. Did I ever tell you this? So my wife goes out to dinner with her friends one night, a group of friends that some of them they went to high school with and then went to college with also, others that, joined them in college, whatever. But she has a group like 7 or 8 friends that get together, go to dinner. So she comes home one night, she goes, do you know what Tasty Cake Dom? And I was like, yeah, it's a guy that calls in the show. She goes, her friend, Tony, went to the senior prom with him. So it's like, yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. And when we were young, like I knew Dom a little bit, like we crossed paths, something. Like, it's funny, and the guys that were more friendly with him, he was known as Nicky when we were growing up. His name's Dominic. We knew him as Nicky. And now he's Tasty Cake Dom. The stage name has come to play. Yeah.
I've learned so much in the last 10 minutes.
I'm here to teach you. So, all right, we've talked about this Phillies season a lot. Yesterday was pretty much the whole show because we were talking about sustainability and what a great season it's been and moving forward, where can you be? So we went through the pitchers. We went through every hitter. We talked about, what changes may be made. We didn't bring up Rob Thompson at all. And, look, it's easy to say he's doing great. Let it go. Move on. Next subject. I do think he's done a phenomenal job. And he's one of my – I was doing this the other day thinking about when you get time off from a team, you start thinking about a wholesome type of thing. He could be usually you have your mind set on who your favorites were growing up when you're at my age. He might be one of my favorite Phillies manager of all time. I love the way he approaches the game. I love the calmness about him. And I'll tell you, although people might disagree with him or whatever, I love the way he handles playoff games. Why? Because he has a plan of what he wants to do. And we saw it from, the last couple of years that he wants to win innings. And if it means putting your closer in, now look, it could have backfired on him at some point. I understand that. But it also worked well for him with the way he used Ranger Suarez, with the way he brought in an Alvarado who you thought was a closer, and he brings him in the 6th inning because the other team's throwing up 3 left-handers because he wants to win that inning. I love everything Rob Thompson has done. The Kimbrel stuff last year, I didn't understand it. If we're going to go, winning side and a questionable side, that at least the Kimbrel handling late last year goes on the questionable side. But moving forward, I think he's done a great job this year with the team. I have my little itty-bitty thing that you know about, and I'll rehash in a little bit. But thoughts on Rob Thompson, confidence in Rob Thompson, sustainability of Rob Thompson to keep this team where they have been so far this year, Ray?
Perfect manager for this group. And I go back to, I think it was Jason Stark that wrote it in The Athletic last year. It might have been a Stark Rosenthal combined column leading into the postseason. But for all that we make of and I know your little thing that you're going to bring up in a second is going to go to the platoon conversation, numbers and such like that. For all that we make it, and I think people make in this town of how much they go by the numbers and how much they go by, they're regarded in baseball as the perfect marriage between numbers and feel. I think in the column they called them the Phillies. They might as well be called the Phillies because of the way that they operate with taking the numbers and taking into account all of the baseball that Rob Thompson's seen and just how he feels in that moment of what they should do. That, to me, if people outside of just this city looking at the grand scheme of baseball deem that they have found a way to marriage the new game, the old game, and really make it work for them, if they're saying that from a national perspective, I tend to listen and tend to believe that, okay, if they're doing it at a different rate than everyone else is, that's a big difference for this team. And he's done a lot of the right button pushing, and we saw what it was before, and yeah, he's got a lot of talent at his disposal, but they have bought in entirely to him. And I've seen a lot of guys grow as players underneath his leadership. Whether you want to give the credit to a Caleb Kottleman, everything he's done with his pitching staff, whether you want to give a credit to Kevin Long and what he's done with the bats, I've seen a lot of guys that have taken a step forward under the leadership of Rob Thompson, and a locker room and a clubhouse culture that we talked about at the outset of the show. We're talking about how perfect it feels off the field, how awesome it looks off the field. Like that, to me, these guys have been allowed to be themselves, and it's really shown you kind of the best baseball of a lot of these guys' careers.
Yeah, and allowing coaches to coach. You know, like in years past, the manager, you really didn't know all that much about or the name of a hitting coach, a pitching coach. Like, I think because we hear the players talk about those guys so much, it shows that he allows them to do what they want to do, and it has, turned out obviously well for him. Is there anything, Tom, Rob Thompson, when they're having this good of a season, it's hard to find it, but is there anything that you might have a little concern about as far as moving forward with Thompson?
No, I mean, look, no one's perfect. Every single human, every single manager is flawed. I think Rob Thompson, like Ray said, is the perfect manager for this group. And you mentioned a word there, Bob, confidence, which I think is such a key word. I have confidence in Thompson because he has confidence in his players, and his players have confidence in him. And I think it's the perfect marriage. When it comes to, if we're going to nitpick here, like, I do worry a little bit, of course, about he loves his guys, and he will ride his guys till the end. He really will. We saw it with Craig Kimbrell last year, where it was obvious Kimbrell didn't have it. Even Kerkering, they were going way too much of Kerkering late in that playoff series in the NLCS when it's obvious his feel. He didn't have the feel for his, I forget what pitch it was. It might have been his off speed at that point, maybe his fastball. But, like, that's my one concern is if he rides one of these guys till the end and the guy just doesn't have it at that point and he continues to go back with them. But, look, all managers are going to do that. All managers are going to back their guys to the very end for the most part. So to me, I have the utmost confidence in this guy. You just hope that you have as many players, especially in that bullpen, pitching quality innings late in the season where you don't have to worry about that situation.
Well, if we're grading him on this season, is there anyone right now that if you're that little concern is that creeped up in your mind?
For Thompson or just the team in general?
Like this season, like if that's a concern about Rob Thompson, have we seen it this year? If we're grading out this season.
No, I mean, like, but it'll come down to, like, Jose Alvarado he's been fantastic the last 2 years. He's looked a little shakier this year. If he doesn't right the ship, I worry a little bit about, hey, we just continue to throw Alvarado 8th, 9th inning, even if it's obvious that he doesn't have it. Now, look, I think Alvarado can get back to the player he's been. It's just a little bit of shakiness from Alvarado, in my opinion, this year. But, like, something like that, where it's obvious a guy isn't quite pitching in the right spot where he should be because he's struggling, and it ends up burning you late.
Yeah, my only little itty bitty thing, and I could be wrong on this, but, if you're going game 2 in a World Series and the other team's throwing a left-hander and I don't have Bryson Stott in the lineup, yeah, that's going to bother me. I know what his numbers are and all, but I don't know. That's my normal lineup. That's you could play the game of, well, this is what got you there, him managing like that. Here's like, and this is minor. All right, Marshawn has a game earlier this year where he went 4 for 4 after JT Realmuto got hurt. Stubbs is in the lineup the next day. Like that little minor things that I just go, why?
Who was the starting pitcher?
Was it Nola?
It might have been. I like that. That to me, like
I know, but if you're gonna split. I understand that, and Marshawn's gonna catch everybody at some point. Now they love to have Stubbs with Nola. That's just an example. I wasn't trying to be specific. Sometimes, and like if John Kincade says he doesn't like his feel or lack of feel, meaning Rob Thompson's for the game, I don't see that so much. I think there might be a stubbornness, Tom, is kind of what you're talking about, riding the guys and maybe not seeing what's right in front of you. I don't know. I do. I would like to. Do you guys think that Bryson Stott is your everyday second baseman from now moving forward for the future of this team?
I think so. And I think, like, come playoffs, I know we've seen Stott be subbed out against some lefties this year. I feel like last year during the playoffs, he was in every game. Like, maybe they're just trying to give him breaks, quote unquote, against some of these tougher lefties in the regular season. Come playoff time, I would hope we see him every single day. I guess Marsh would be the one. I know you've talked about it a ton. Where Marsh, he just does it's not just Thompson, too. The team doesn't trust him against lefties at that point, and that part can get a little bit frustrating in a 162-game season.
Yeah, so
I see a world where he's not the everyday second baseman through the end of this season. Like, I think for the future plans of the organization, yeah, that's what they have envisioned for him. But through the rest of this season, we went through it yesterday. I was shocked, honestly. Yesterday, I know it had been bad, but to go back to the beginning of June and see he's hitting 230 and he's under 300 for an OBP, like, it's been bad. But, like,
if he keeps that up, then yes, I think that's very possible. I guess that's me just kind of thinking and assuming, maybe wrongfully, that he's going to pull out of this because it has been since early June. But yeah, if he keeps that up under 300 OBP, you might have to, come playoff time, think about doing it.
Yeah, I have confidence, and I don't know why, but I do, that he's going to pull out of it.
I agree.
I would like the team to have more confidence in it, maybe is what or the manager, whatever. Although he hasn't said, you went over the numbers the other day, but he also enters games as a pinch hitter or whatever. We're saying he sits once every 10 days. Was that what we came up with?
I think it was once a week, pretty much.
Okay.
He doesn't
I guess we should be able to live with that.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm living with it, especially because he just hasn't produced.
Yeah.
Like, if we've made a lot throughout the season, and not necessarily us, but like through the fan base and just, around the team, the discussion of Johan Rojas in center field and what he does for you offensively. Rojas is hitting, 230-something? Stott's hitting 230-something? Like, Stott was expected to be much more of your offense. Stott was expected to be much more of your offense. Like, if you want to talk about a solid defensive player that was expected to be more offensively, you were expecting more out of Stott.
I guess Stott has given you much longer of a track record, though. Like, Rojas was good for 40 games last year. Stott was fantastic for 150 last year. So I think that's why they're kind of banking on it a little bit to turn it around.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm banking on him to turn. I would like to see him turn around. I think at this point I've seen a long sample size of him struggle, though. Like, I saw Rojas struggle to open this season. I think he's been better as a hitter, especially since he came back up. Like, yeah, I do think that there's a world where we see more Sosa spliced in there at second base because, well, one, people were trying to, play all sorts of games to keep him in the lineup when Turner came back, and now, he's had a good bat this season. Stott hasn't, and I don't even know if it's Stott. It's so much of a platoon thing right now. I don't think his splits are crazy different. I think he's just been bad across the board.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think we're all confident in Rob Thompson moving forward. He has some things, I guess, to figure out still. Or, like Tom was talking about, he is set in his ways. Maybe he's setting his ways moving forward. All right, before we go to break, let's get to him. Get your finger ready, Tom. Uncle Frank is on the line. Uncle Frank, what's going on, buddy?
Happy Sultry Tuesday, everyone.
Yeah, I hope you're being careful out there, buddy.
I am. How's everybody? Bobby, Ray, Tom, everybody good?
Coach Quote, we're doing great.
Good content today, Bobby. So my first thought was Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. But I'm going to give you a player, a little more obscure, legendary high school player. He played for the West Philly Speed Boys. And actually, we played against them in the Seagull tournament. Bobby, you're probably too young to remember the Seagull tournament.
No, down in Atlantic City. Yeah, I remember it well.
Anyway, yeah, it was a noteworthy tourney. Anyway, I'm going to go Gene Banks. I mean, he was an All-American at Duke. And, I mean, he didn't have a stellar NBA career, but he played 7 seasons. But he was an absolute stud in high school. I mean,
a man among boys, I remember. Like, you talk about getting a man body when you were 17 years old. That was Gene Banks.
Bobby, he was ripped. I mean, yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, that's a good one. What about the Phillies, Frank?
You know what? Brendan asked the same thing. I'm still on the Tunis train. I really, I love the close knit mindset they have, and they do anything for each other. No, I'm good to go. I'm riding it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. Thanks, Frank. Great call today. I think that's pretty much where we already have Frank's info, right?
Oh, yeah, I was just writing down what he said.
Oh, okay. I think we're all on the Chunas train. I think everybody's riding this Phillies team right now. I called it is it too perfect? And I wasn't even mainly talking about the play on the field. I was talking about how they looked last night watching Alec Boehm all together, watching him participate in the home run derby. There's not really much of anything not to like about this team, and it's terrific. And it all starts again on Friday for the whole team. But tonight, All-Star game, which I can't wait to watch. One of my favorite All-Star game of all the sports, and I've looked forward to it since I was a little kid. All right, we want you to look forward to the last hour and a half or so of the show. We'll take you up to the best show ever. Some more things to talk about. Athletes from when you were young that you would like to have seen played in the hometown. We'll get a winner, and that winner's going to get a pair of tickets to FanFest. All right, there's Keith Pompey is going to join us at 1 o'clock as Summer League continues. He's out in Las Vegas, so we'll talk to him a little bit about it because I've kind of come to a conclusion when it comes to the Sixers Summer League. We'll have that a whole lot more. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5, The Fanatic. Welcome back, Middays, as we approach the 1 o'clock hour, taking you into the best show ever, which will start at 2 o'clock today. I did get a text message from Ricky Batalico calling me a punk ass.
Oh,
wow.
Basically like giving you the number one salute.
Which he does on a daily basis when he walks to and fro past our
I see he
windows
moved on
here
from texting me to texting you because he has not responded to my text saying, I think of you as an athlete.
Yeah, so the beef that was had and is gone because, we're not there anymore. I said it's hard to see the athleticism of a high school player if they're just playing baseball. And the reason I said it was like, we were talking about best high school athletes we've seen quickly earlier on. Athleticism in baseball, like if it's an outfielder, he might not get a ball hit to him. He might only hit 4 times a game. Might be the greatest of that. It's just hard to be on display as much as like if they're playing football, basketball, whatever.
There is a great story. Sorry, this is just a book I was reading on vacation.
That's all right.
The Ricky Henderson book that Howard Bryant wrote, really great, fantastic.
Okay.
Highly recommend to anyone. Great story of a Dodgers scout leaving, I think, 2 at-bats into a Ricky Henderson game, where I think he struck out both times, hit a home run in the 3rd at-bat, but the guy was already on his flight back to L.A. Dodgers would have been the first one out there, and I think that was like they probably would have ended up signing if the whole thing had worked that way, but the scout left too early, and that's how he ended up in A.
Wow.
Part of the reason he ends up in A.
He left after 2 at-bats?
I believe it was 2 at-bats, and he said something to the effect that this kid doesn't have it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's a tough look. Tough look for the guy. I have to go pull the story back up exactly, but reading it back, I was like, and the guy, it's name dropped like in there who the scout was. I was like, you must have had a really great career because if you're being name dropped as someone that missed on Ricky Henderson and still in the baseball sphere, that's pretty impressive. Because that's a tough miss there. 2 at bats being like, yeah, this kid doesn't have it, and then it's like Reggie Jackson came up, and today with the topic I was going through it, and Reggie Jackson, the Phillies declined to either sign or do anything with him following a tryout because they didn't believe in his hitting skills. I believe was the story that I read this morning with Reggie Jackson being the Cheltenham guy he is.
Yeah.
You would think right here in the Phillies' backyard, but they didn't see his hitting skills.
Yeah,
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's a tough one to miss on.
There's when the Yankees won the World Series, I believe it was against the Dodgers, and it might have been when Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs in a game, that iconic game and all. The Yankees win, I believe it was a fly out somewhere, and the fans storm the field. And they show Reggie Jackson running from his position to the dugout. I mean, you want to see athleticism, and it sounds silly a little bit, like he's trying to dodge people, a swarm taking over the field, and he runs over one person, like literally knocks him into tomorrow. Like, that's, my dad used to always teach me, like, you don't have to just watch a person play a sport to see how good of an athlete they are. And, that was on full display right there. Cousin Ryan's on the cell. He wants to talk to us about the Phillies. Ryan, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Bob, how you making out?
Doing great. How about you, buddy?
Doing good. Trying to stay cool.
Yeah, I hope are you working today?
Thankfully, I'm not.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, I can't. Firefighters out there, God bless you. Hope you're all safe and well hydrated today.
Yes, they definitely need it. But you were talking earlier about Bryson Stott in second base, and, hopefully it's a tale of 2 seasons, because last year we saw Nick Castellanos in the first half of the season really tear it up and then taper off at the end of the year. Hopefully with Bryson Stott in his position and his batting towards the end of the year, he's going to have an uptick, and we're going to see the Bryson Stott that's going to be the future second baseman for a long time.
I hope so, and I can't even explain why, Ryan, that I feel confident that he will turn it around this year, because I did say yesterday, for the last 10 days, to me, something looks seriously off with his hitting.
Yeah, it does. But, the nice thing is I called you yesterday, and, this break, I think, is perfectly timed for guys to take a breather, kind of reset, and kind of start all over again and get back to normal.
Yeah, and normal for this team, and Ryan, thanks for the call. Appreciate it, buddy. Normal for this team is pretty damn good. I mean,
yeah.
What do you need, who benefits most from some time off now for the Phillies, do you think? Or is there multiple in your mind?
A lot of the pitchers. Ranger, Wheeler. Tom brought up Alvarado. I think Alvarado probably benefits from this time off. There's a couple of the arms back there that I'm like, yeah, whether it's the velocity down or the command's not there the way it was, through most of this season. A lot of them I'm looking and saying, yeah, no, it's not a bad thing that you're going to take a week here and be able to relax. Go do nothing. I mean, I don't have the sports science behind it, but in my mind, hey, go find your favorite tropical drink, go sit on the beach for like 2 days and reset.
Did you say yesterday that Sanchez has pitched more innings already this year than he's ever pitched in a season?
Professionally, yeah.
I'm thinking maybe he's not, disliking this little time off watching some home run derby yesterday. Huh?
I mean, he's down there. He's down in Texas, though.
But he's, sitting around watching home run derby compared to having to get yourself ready for another start is probably a little nice for him right now.
Send him down there with the note. Is he pitching?
The doctor's note? That's what you're saying?
Well, that's what we did last week with Amy. We had her write notes to the manager for each player on the Phillies. I don't mind if he goes an inning.
No.
I'm okay with that. Suarez is already unavailable, so as is Wheeler. So Strom, I'll tell you what. They're both left. Yeah, all right. You need left-hander to go up against a right-handed part of the American League lineup. How about if you split the two of them? Hey, Strom and Sanchez, one of you's going to get 2 outs, the other one's going to get the other one. And we'll call it a day.
Nah, I don't think that's how they're going to play.
Why not?
Because other teams are probably protecting their pitchers, too.
You got plenty of pitchers there. Let it go. That was the note that Amy should have written. Yeah, we had all notes last week. It was Bryce Harper was like, yeah, I'll play up to 3 innings, maybe 4, but that's it. Different things like that. Trey Turner, I'm fine with. Let him out there for 4 innings. He's probably going to get that. That home run that he hit on Sunday, even though they got blasted, that was the most one-handed home run I've seen in a while.
His swing is so beautiful.
It is. It's unconventionally beautiful, though. You're not teaching that if you're a hitting coach,
No.
I don't think.
That's why a lot of right-handed swings aren't that beautiful. Mostly it's left-handed swings. If you think beautiful baseball swings, I think left-handed, 99 times out of 100, the one time is, literally Trey Turner.
And you know what? Speaking of left-handed, it was never more on display than last night. You watch left-handed guys hit a ball a long way. It is a vision. I was thinking of this last night. It is just a vision of beauty. And I love the home run contest. I thought it was great last night. And Alec Boehm, good on you for doing what you did. Okay, when we get back, Keith Pompey from the Inquirer is going to join us to talk Sixers at 1 o'clock. He's out in Las Vegas covering the Summer League. Maybe give us some insight as to what he thinks is going on there. We'll do that when we get back, leading you up to the best show ever. This is Middays. Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. here on Middays. As we've talked a lot of things today, athletes who were young that didn't perform here that you would have liked to seen perform here. So we got a lot of great answers on that. We're going to have a winner later on, which is going to be awesome. But right now, on the Comcast Business Hotline, we're going to go out to Las Vegas. That's right, because we're going to grab Keith Pompey from the Philadelphia Inquirer, Inquirer.com. Keith, how are you, buddy?
What's popping?
Tell me about that heat out there. How's it feel?
Man, I was telling you guys it was a cool 110 yesterday. It was cool. But it was like 99 degrees a couple days ago, and people was like, oh, I didn't even feel that hot. I'm like, okay.
That is a different kind of hot out there. I hope you're being careful. I don't know why, but we're trying to rival you here back in Philly as we're going up to 100 today. So, yeah, take care of yourself, Keith. So I watched some of the Summer League game last night. I was going back and forth between the Home Run Derby and the Sixers game last night. And you and I were texting last night about it also. Give me some of not only your thoughts, Keith, but like with the happenings that have gone on. You signed Kyle Lowry. I had the feeling that maybe this meant something more for a Jared McCain, maybe a Ricky Council IV, that they're looking for them to give the big team more when the regular season starts. But just like your thoughts on everybody playing there and what their role may be with the Sixers this coming season, if there is one.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think that Ricky Council could be a guy who could be a rotation player. You know, the only problem that's going to, I guess, hinder him a little bit would be, you look at Caleb Martin, you look at Paul George, I mean, you look at Kelly Oubre. I mean, all three of those guys are interchangeable wings. And, when they go staggering the lineup, a couple of those guys are going to be on there. So is he better than them? Is he going to be a guy that they're looking at to play the power forward a little bit? You know what I mean? To go smalls to help out. But when I look at him and I look at McCain, I kind of think that, he's way ahead of Jared. Right now, I don't think Jared is going to be pressured or having guys up in his face as much when he's on the floor with those other guys. But I think that, Jared said something that concerned me a little bit, and a bright kid, and he's working hard, but he talked about the speed of the NBA game. And, right now, and this is Summer League, and he talked about the length and everything. And, he's trying to adjust to that. And, he probably will, but when he goes into the NBA, it's going to go up another notch. And how long is it going to take for him to adapt to that? Right now it just looks like, he's exerting a lot of energy in these games. And whereas he's getting tired, he doesn't have any legs, and it's kind of impacting his shot. But again, when you're on the floor with Joel, Paul George, and Tyrese, and you come in off the bench, you're not going to get the same looks. He'll have some open shots, and I think it will be easier for him to make. But the biggest adjustment, the biggest observation to me is, his struggling right now with getting clean looks and struggling to keep up to the pace of essentially, a G League caliber competition.
Keith, is simply the adjustment getting on the floor with the bigger guys, getting on there with Embiid, getting there with Maxey? Is it right now that maybe the workload of what he's expected to do on a Summer League team versus the workload of what he would be expected to do with the big team coming up this season, is it just too much right now for where he's at in his development?
I think it's going to be different once the regular season starts, right? And the reason why it's going to be different is because, guys aren't going to be running at him the way they are. Like, when he comes on the floor, the opposing team's best perimeter defender is like, oh, I got him. They're trying to make a name for themselves. I think that I think that right now he's just going through a learning process, right? And he's figuring things out. Now the good thing about him is he struggled in the beginning of the season last year at Duke. Like, he was struggling. And it got to the point by the end of the season, he was one of the top 3-point shooters. He set records. he was one of the best players in the NCAA tournament. So I think that's a process that he has to go through. The biggest thing now is that they're trying to teach him things that they taught Maxey. That in the NBA, you're not going to get a lot of clean looks. So you got to practice and work on shooting off balance and things like that. And that's what he does every day after practice and after shoot-arounds and stuff like that. He gets in extra shots and does that. So I think that he'll be fine. But right now, I just think that, the speed of a professional game and the pace is something different that he experienced in the ACC, and it's definitely something different that he experienced in high school.
We're talking to Keith Pompey on the Comcast Business Hotline, PhiladelphiaInquirer.com. And Keith, the Adem Bona is a guy that guys like that, I always found that nothing much is expected of them. There's really not a spot on the team for them right now. So people will get more impressed by someone like him, maybe than they should. But he's done some things that have been a little eye-opening. I don't think he's ready to play in the NBA right yet. But what are your thoughts on him so far?
Oh, I like him, man. I love his energy.
Yeah.
Here's a guy right now, like you're saying, he's 6'8", 243 pounds. So he's undersized, as a center. But, he's averaging eight points on 80% shooting. He got 5.5 rebounds. And he's in a three-way tie for the lead in block shots with 8 through 2 games, right? So, he brings it. The thing that I like is an energy guy, and he got dunked on yesterday. And it was funny. He got dunked on, and there was several of the regular roster Portland Trailblazers standing up. And after he got dunked on, he started yapping that dunk. And then he goes down and he dunks on their big man.
Yeah, I saw that series. That was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So, it's like, I like that. He's a guy that's not afraid. He's energetic. He thrives off of that. Again, like you said, he's going to be kind of like the one that everybody loves. And they're going to be like, Coach, put him in. Put him in, Coach. You need to put him in. But I think that, down the road, he's going to be a pretty good player for the Sixers. But he's not better than Joel. He's not better than Drummond. But he's a pretty good player, and I just love the energy he brings. I love it.
While we're on Summer League storylines, I'm a sucker for a hometown kid, and I enjoy those types of stories. I saw you wrote and got a chance to talk with Justin Edwards, just the uniqueness of his story. Could you tell me a little bit about your takeaways, your impressions from talking with him, and just the journey ahead for him as he begins his professional basketball career?
Well, first of all, he's from my neighborhood, so yeah, I like that about him. He's from Frankfurt, but he actually grew up in Mount Airy, West Oak Lane, but then he moved to Frankfurt. So, but anyway. So here's the deal. The guy is confident, and I was talking to him, and about not being drafted, everything like that, and he admitted it. He said he was dealing with mental health in the beginning of the season. He also was trying to do certain things. He really didn't settle down into the second half, and it was too late. But the thing is, he's confident, man. He's like, to a point where he's saying, look, yeah, I didn't get drafted, but I still believe I'm the best player in the draft, right? And he's also saying that, he's smart enough to realize that on this particular team, in order for him to, get a regular contract or to be a contributor, he has to, humble himself and be a 3-and-D, right? Now, his shot has been extremely inconsistent, right? I mean, he did a pretty good job of scoring the ball, but he shot 1 for 5 yesterday, which he needs to improve upon. But the fact that you get a guy who's coming here and was, a McDonald's All-American, not just a McDonald's All-American, but one of the top 3 players in the country, and he's saying, look, I'm going to do whatever I can to make an impact and make an impression on his coaching staff. I think you have to commend him for him, because he's not saying I was robbed, they did me dirty. He's admitting that, he just didn't play the way he should have. early in the season in college. So I like that, but I do think that it's going to be a tough road for him because when we look at it, he is a two-way player. But then when you look at it, you say to yourself, the same guys that I talked about who are, ahead of Ricky Council are ahead of him, and Ricky Council is, steps ahead of him right now. So, I don't know if he'll be a guy that will, play in any NBA games unless they're blowouts. But at the same time, I'm excited to see, how he intends to improve.
Keith, it's been a few days now since it's become official that Kyle Lowry signed with the team as part of their plan for the next year. I don't know, maybe you've talked to some people in the organization or just had a chance yourself to sit and think about it. But what do you see his role being this year if this team gets the players that they want to get moving forward?
Yeah, if they get them, I still think that they're going to go out and try to get another point guard, right? I still think that. I think that, with Kyle, last year he came in and he started, he was pretty good. He struggled in the playoffs, right? But he was pretty good in the regular season. But I think that if we're, like, saying a role for him, I feel like, he could be the type of guy that is an extension of the coaching staff in the locker room and on the bench, right? He's a guy that, is always going to be in Tyrese Maxey's ear. Tyrese is going to go to him for guidance because he respects him. He respects him and he knows a lot. But I don't think, it could happen. But when you look at the other thoroughbreds that they have and they brought in, I don't look at Kyle as the same way I looked at last year where he's going to share the starting lineup with Maxey. I look at him more as being, that veteran on that team, a guy who can help shape a roster, help shape a mentality of a roster, a guy who can, just help Maxey go to the next level. He's 38. He's going to be 39 by the end of the season. So it's not one of those things where I'm looking at him and saying, you're going to be the starting two guard. We're expecting you to do a lot of different things. I just think it's more of a leadership standpoint. And let's face it, Bob, now you see a lot of teams doing that, right? A lot of teams go out there and they get these older guys who everyone respects, and they keep the locker room loose. They keep the locker room hungry. People have a lot of respect for them because of their resume. And I feel like this could be a great role for Kyle.
Another place you could grab a veteran would be at power forward. Are there any names that stick out to you that's still out there that could align with what the 76ers are trying to do?
Yeah, the one guy that Bob mentioned to me a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, we'll see. I think right now that a perfect fit for the 76ers would be Marcus Morris. Okay, Bob, you twisted my arm. But I feel like he's a good fit because, you already got the firepower in PG, Embiid, and Maxey. And basically, and then you also have pretty good defenders in PG, Kelly Oubre, and Martin, guys like that. I think that Marcus Morris can bring that toughness that the team needs and that they gained. I think he will help them go over the top. And the one thing that really stood out to me with him last year was his ability to play off of Embiid. And he used to talk about how easy it was, how he used to get open all the time playing with Embiid. And I think that's what you need. You need a guy who's going to space the floor. You're going to need a guy when you have three type of all-stars who's not afraid to be the enforcer and keep everything in check. And, I feel like he would be a great addition. Now, the only question mark is he willing to take the minimum? It doesn't seem like there's a lot of money out there for players to get. But if he's willing to take the minimum, I feel like that he would be the perfect fit for this lineup. And let's face it, this is a small team. Outside of the centers, Drummond and Embiid, Paul George is the tallest guy at 6'8". So, this team needs a legitimate power forward. And I feel like that could be Marcus Morris.
All right, Keith, last one here real quick, and it might just be a yes or no question that you can answer. KJ Martin getting signed the other day, is that simply to trade him for another piece?
They can't trade him until January the 15th at the earliest, right? So, I mean, it could be one of those things where I think that it could be play itself out, right? I guess when you gave a guy the money like that, as much as they gave him, it does seem like, we're setting it up to where he has enough salaries that where we can send him somewhere else, right?
Right.
But based off of talking to KJ yesterday, like, he really thinks that he can impact this roster. And I feel like if he can come in and play with a lot of energy, and, then the Sixers have to go out there and think, are we going to be better off with him or without him? But initially, I would have to say, that's a tradable piece before the trade deadline. But, I like the way he plays and things, the energy he brings. So it's just a matter. I think it's up to him what he does.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, Keith, listen, thanks so much for joining us out there. I hate to bother you so early in the morning, but I know you are an early riser. So safe travels out there, safe travels back here, and hope you're all okay, and we'll join you in the future at some point.
All right, man. Thanks, Bob.
All right, buddy.
All
right, Keith, you be good. Thanks so much for joining us. Keith Pompey from the Inquirer, Inquirer.com. I'll tell you, I've watched a good amount of Summer League. First assessment of Jared McCain when I saw him was like, oh, okay, he's looking to slow things down, and which is hard to do in a Summer League. He's trying to get the pace to be his own. I've got some concerns, and Keith made a great point that I don't think people realize. It is a grind out there, and those coaches are trying to wear you down to see how you react. Sixers have played a lot of zone defense, but if you watch it, they jump, they run at shooters all the time, like I was talking about the other day. That's what they do. They don't care about getting beat off the dribble. They're trying to just get these guys to run. I'm worried about McCain's athleticism. He just doesn't seem quick or fast to me. Now, he could be worn down from this Summer League. The size is probably a problem also. I also think he's a little too lackadaisical. Like, I'm better than this. It's just, first sight that I'm seeing. But like Keith and I were going back and forth last night, and one of his questions to me was, what's your thoughts on McCain? And I kind of described it like that. So we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. Maybe they think that Ricky Council IV, maybe they think that KJ Martin can give you a little something. I don't know. But
maybe
they need some more players on this roster.
That they do. Bob, real quick, we got news in the NFL world.
How about that? Go ahead, Ray. I'll let you read it.
Brandon Ayuk, question to trade.
Aww.
Hate to see that. Really,
those poor 49ers.
Bummer.
Now, this could end up being, and that's why I don't want to do too much of a victory lap right now. Because my hate to see it could end up really being a hate to see it, because he has expressed a ton of interest in playing with Jaden Daniels. And if he ends up in Washington, not that for this specific year I'd be tremendously concerned, even though they do somehow, have the Eagles' number of winning a game against them, whatever. But I know new coaching staff, new everything there. But I would not want to see him in Washington. So I'm going to wait to take the victory lap at the 49ers' expense until they trade him.
So I have to say, it's funny you brought that up. A couple weeks ago when he was interviewed and he mentioned the Washington Commanders as a possible, ideal landing spot for him, I swear I sat back in my chair and I said, that may be the first time I've ever heard an athlete say that.
Yeah. I'd
if you had a choice of where you wanted to play, Washington. Like, huh?
Yeah.
But, interesting.
If that's what Jaden Daniels is bringing there, then I guess good pick there. If he's made an attractive spot. But yeah, God. Go play DC. Go play, what? Is it FedEx? Is that called?
Is it still FedEx? I believe.
Yeah, new ownership, but I think it's still FedEx Field.
Yeah. I mean, when I say it, when you go play in the dump down there in DC or Landover,
go play for like Cleveland or something like that. Go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Go Jacksonville.
Sure.
Would you rather him go to Dallas or Washington?
Washington.
Washington. Oh, but if they brought him in, that means they give him a contract.
And CeeDee Lamb doesn't have a contract.
And CeeDee Lamb doesn't have a contract.
Oh, they're a mess
Parsons
down
doesn't
there.
have a contract. It would infuriate a lot of people down there, but I do think in the immediate here now, obviously, I'd rather him go to Washington because I don't know what Daniels is, and I don't think the Commanders are ready just yet to compete.
Oh, Micah Parsons is here. as soon as that contract's
I'm surprised we haven't gotten Micah Parsons for
Hometown
one of the
kid.
games.
That's why I brought it up.
That was my answer.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's great, Tom. Good
Okay.
answer.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good work.
Way to tell us at 122.
You didn't ask.
Good point. Hey, the Fanatic Deal of the Week. It's the Funplex. Check out the Fanatic Deal of the Week. You can get 2 single-day wristbands for the price of 1 at the Funplex, which is in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Experience unforgettable summer thrills at the Funplex. Each wristband offers unlimited access to indoor rides, Splashplex Water Park, 1 hour of bowling, and select video games. Get this exclusive offer while supplies last at 975thefanatic.com/deals. All right, we have a couple more answers that we're going to get to in our texts about a local athlete growing up that you would have loved to have seen play here. Also, I'm going to have some reaction to what Keith had to say about the 76ers as we wrap it up to 2 o'clock to take you to the best show ever, where it's going to be Tyrone, Bill Colarulo, and Silvana, who has not dared show her face around here yet. This is Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. 1:30-ish here at the Fanatic as Ray plays the drums over there, getting his groove on. What do you got going tonight? Do you have anything major? Oh, you don't, do you? Usually you have a lot of good plans.
No, I have no idea.
No? Sips tomorrow night?
No.
No?
I'm going to an event, so no.
Oh.
I'm doing Sips tomorrow night, so.
He's got another event.
Yeah, so maybe.
Busy guy.
I mean, doesn't seem like. I told you guys yesterday I was cleaning out my fridge, cleaning my apartment, sitting home watching the Home Run Derby, and
it became taking your shirt off and waving it over your head. Night.
I'm celebrating, man. I'm sorry. You
don't be sorry.
I'm not sorry. When I say I'm sorry, I'm not actually sorry on that one. I'm not sorry. I'm just saying I'm sorry you have not experienced the fun of rooting someone to fail in an event and feeling so strongly about it.
As to take my shirt off. No, I have not.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's again, a life experience I hope someday you have.
I think those days have passed.
Listen,
Yeah.
man.
Never say never.
Never see. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing tonight. I got, obviously Friday I'm head across the state. Tomorrow I got an event. Thursday, I don't know what I'm doing. I really didn't make a ton of plans for this week because, like I said, the reason I stayed in the city this weekend, I've just been busy, so I'm trying to take it a little bit easier nowadays. In my old age, I'm trying to slow down a little bit.
Good move by you, Ray.
Yeah.
But don't slow down too much because this is the summer of Ray. So we do not want it to fall off a cliff here.
I said
you
it when I got back.
You do have 2 more months to live up to the summer of Ray.
I said when I got back, I was like, first day of school.
Nah.
Yeah.
Still got plenty. You still got plenty of time. All right, one of the subjects that we brought up today, and we'll get to our callers in a second, was an athlete that you saw maybe younger. We're talking about Kyle Lowry signing with the Sixers. An athlete that you saw play around here when they were younger that you wish they would have played here in their professional life. And, Tom, we have some more texts on it.
Yeah, we have some that no longer play. We also have some that are still playing. A big one here. I'm surprised we haven't gotten it yet. This is, who's this? Tooch in Lafayette Hill. I would like to have had, or have, Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, I'm shocked we didn't get this one.
Yeah. I thought of that earlier today also. You had him. It just didn't work out. And, man, what a fit he would be.
Hey, did you see Zaire Smith, the big poster, Summer League?
No, what'd he do?
Oh, my massive poster dunk.
Oh, is that right?
He's back.
Oh. Who's he trying to play?
I think he's Cleveland right now.
Yeah, how old is he in Summer League right now?
Listen, man, I was just excited to see it. It's like you see a name that blasts from the past. Like, whoa. Like when I saw that Cleveland picked up Spencer Howard, right? Because they have Lively and Howard right now. It's like, you see a name like that. You're like, oh, transport to a whole different time in life. Zaire Smith. Zaire Smith, for me, will take me back to I was down the shore. I was down at a shore point. I'm not going any further, actually. Because I'm gonna do a whole age thing. It makes me seem really young, so I'm not gonna do that. But it'll take me back. It takes you back to a certain time in your life.
Last week, you are really young, so nothing's gonna make you seem really young.
Yeah,
you
but
are
it'll
really
be
young.
one of those like eye roll type things for me. Because Pelton's will be like, you know what I was when Zaire Smith, and I'll be like, yeah, you're right. You got me beat on age there. So I'm sorry.
If I'm not mistaken, we had a caller that day of the draft that said the Sixers should take Zaire Smith.
I'm not surprised that was the case.
Was it Elton in Philadelphia?
No, it was a guy who used to, the cab man or taxi, Tony the Taxi or something. Remember that name?
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that
Tony Taxi, Taxi Tony.
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that.
He was slotted somewhere within like that
right around
fringe
there.
lottery. Like, where they got it would probably be a reach at what 10 where they got Bridges. But
10. Yeah, I mean,
at 15 or whatever, 14 where the Suns got him. I think that's right around when people were saying he was going to go. He was crazy athletic and
it's not just Bridges. Like you look back the last couple picks, you had Michael Porter Jr. drafted right after, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander drafted the right answer.
You missed, yeah.
Swing and a miss. What other ones we got, Tom?
We have one here. Another local guy, or excuse me, current guy. This is from JT and Tacony. Kyle Pitts would be really cool to have in Philly right now as a tight end for the Birds.
That would be wonderful.
One I did not consider and one that's fantastic. That's a great answer.
Yeah, that's another area that the Eagles' offense, there's not much concern, but I'll tell you what, if some guys go down with injury, there's major concern.
That reminds me of a great football player that has not been said yet. And I'm not going to say.
Current or past?
Current.
Ah.
That I would love to see be an Eagle.
All right.
I can give you a past one if you'd like on the text
Sure.
floor.
Go ahead.
Pat from Fairmount. Penn Charter guy. Now, he didn't grow up around here, but Penn Charter guy. Matt Ryan as McNabb's successor.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad.
Yeah, that would have been
Wouldn't mind
smooth
it.
sailing into that successor
Kevin
part
Kolb
right
or Matt
there.
Ryan?
Yeah. That's not bad. Slick Rick, West Philly. You're on 97.5 The Fanatic. What's up, Rick?
I'm going back a minute.
You're going back more than a minute. You're going back like 2 minutes.
All right, but hold on for a minute. He had a nickname that was given to him. Not all players that are great players, and he is a Hall of Fame player, Earl of Pearl Monroe. Won a championship in New York, and that's one of the greatest backcourts all time, Clyde Frazier and Earl Monroe. Got to throw him in there. He's Philly born.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and talked about as one of the most, at the time, right, Rick? At the time, one of the more flamboyant players of the league, besides just being really, really good.
Him and Clyde all together. I remember Clyde as a young kid in the fur coats, and they were extra flamboyant, those two guys, and they were winners. They brought New York a championship, and that's the last time they won there.
Earl the Pearl. That is a great one. Slick Rick, good job by you. Have a good rest of the day. Stay cool if you're outside at all. I never saw Earl the Pearl Monroe play. My dad did tell me about him, that he wished he would have been around here a little bit longer. But who was the one that you were thinking of? Because I think we're kind of running out of time. Who was the one that you were going to say that you can't believe nobody's gotten yet? Oh, wait, give us the sport. You said football?
Football.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
It's probably a Temple guy knowing you.
How about Hassan Reddick?
That would be it. Hassan Reddick.
And
We
it's a
love him as an
Temple guy.
Eagle. Yeah.
How
it is a
about
Temple
that?
guy.
Yeah. Very, very local. Yeah.
Yeah. Quite local. Yeah. It would be
that's-
great if they had him on the defense.
That's weird how this is all played out. Like, some are giving kudos to Howie Roseman. Oh, he saw this coming, that he wasn't going to be satisfied, that he wasn't going to show up, that he wasn't going to play. I agree. You have lowered the level of your defense by losing Hassan Reddick, obviously. But did he see this, and was this part of the discourse last year, maybe?
So I think, Tom, you and I might have had hashed this out at one point at night when he was not there with the Jets. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm hoping this is going to make me end up feeling better. And if I remember correctly, it was like, yeah, I could start to feel better now. But if he just shows up and plays anyways and has a double-digit sack season, because I felt slightly better in June or July about him not being there for the Jets, I'm not going to feel better watching him wreak havoc for the Jets if he ends up playing.
Yeah, it's easy to do the victory lap in June when he's not showing up to Jets camp. What if we're 4 weeks into the season, Hassan Reddick has 6 sacks himself, and Bryce Huff and Josh Sweat have 3 sacks combined? Not as easy as a victory lap, I would say.
Yeah.
We kind of brought this up the other day. The one thing that I don't think they're going to get to the quarterback that much.
I don't think so either.
No, Vic Fangio, that's not his style. It's not, aggressively blitzing or anything like that. I don't have confidence. Josh Sweat, nice player, especially when he has a guy getting double-digit sacks on the other side of the line for him. You don't have a Fletcher Cox there anymore that's going to demand attention. Huff, we talked about the 40% of plays that he plays. Maybe he's on the upswing. Maybe he got a good deal there. Maybe. They don't get to the quarterback. Now you're talking about, look, a safety group that CJ, GJ, it's kind of funny, and I don't want to be a downer on here. Yeah, you get him, and it's all right, cool. He had one really good season. Really good season. I would say a career season so far on an Eagles defense, which a lot of players had career years. Great. He hasn't done it since, and he hasn't been able to stay on the field since. I'm just saying.
Well, you and that one. He wasn't able to stay on the field. To me, that's it.
Yes.
It's one season in between the two. He wasn't able to stay on the field in Detroit. That's it.
He has missed 5, 10, 3, and 14.
Oh, no, he's missed time.
24 games
there
over
is
the last
health
3
concerns
years.
with him, but
Yes.
I'm saying to say he hasn't done it since, it's been one season since.
Okay.
Yeah, I have health concerns with him. I think when he's on the field, he's going to be a productive player.
Okay. Well, okay. We'll see. So anyway, question mark there in my book. The guy hasn't been able to stay on the field. As I told you, talking to a friend of mine who's a offensive coordinator, in him watching film of the Eagles last year, said that Reed Blankenship could not cover any of us. as far as that goes. Good hitter, goes, once he finds the ball, can hit, but cannot cover at all. Then you're looking at your corners. You're probably looking at one, maybe two new starters. Upgrades, I don't know. Rookies, I don't know. All that coming into, I don't think they're going to get a pass rush. Like, it concerns me that teams are going to offensively be able to run a type of offense against the Eagles that will lend them to keep the Eagles' offense off the field and negate somewhat what should be a great offense. So, my concerns are probably higher than a lot of other people's. Like I said, I don't know, they 10, maybe up to 12 wins. But this whole, they're going to go to the NFC title game. They should compete to go for the Super Bowl. Man, I have a lot of questions that need to be answered before I'm ready to go there. And maybe I'm different, and we're going to get into a lot more Eagles talk coming up in the next few days and leading up to next week. Obviously, as a week from today is when they do report to camp. But, I don't know, a word to describe your feelings on outlook for an Eagles this year? Positive, questionable, negative? What is it, right?
I'm excited.
Oh, we're always excited for an Eagles season.
Yeah, but I genuinely I think I like the new. For me,
you like change.
Yeah, I like the change that's been made. I like the idea of what is to come. Now, I have my concerns, of course, but I think if you're asking me positive, meh, or a negative feeling, I'm closer to a positive feeling. I just feel like I understand how it ended, and I still have my concerns about the guy leading the charge, and I still have my concerns about a number of where they're at personnel-wise, number of different places personnel-wise. But I do find myself thinking, all right, I think with the changes they put in place, I feel like, do I think they're going to go 14-3 and run the NFL? No. But I have a solid feeling of where they are.
And look, there's reason for that, even though you come off of the last 7 games you did last year. This is a really good organization. They are very much a winning organization. And that should lead to you having excitement and thinking they're going to have good seasons. I like to balance it out in reality, in which what I just brought up. Not saying I'm not excited for the season. Not saying I think they're going to be bad. No. This offense and this organization being as good as it is lends me to believe they're a double-digit win team. No matter what, I think that is true. My concern is what I just laid out. And is there a game plan that goes against the Eagles' defense that negates the Eagles' offense a little bit? Because, in all honesty, if I'm a coach out there and I'm playing the Eagles, I'm going to watch what the Redskins did the last couple of years and see if I can kind of emulate that. All right, when we get back, we're going to wrap up today's show this Tuesday, this Soupy Tuesday, take you into the best show ever with Tyrone, Bill Colarulo, and Silvana. This is Middays, Bob Cooney, 97.5 The Fanatic. welcome back. As we approach the 2 o'clock hours, we get you ready for the best show ever. I don't know how we get people ready for it. I guess just
I think it's
lead
phrasing.
you into.
Yeah, I think it's just phrasing.
As we were just talking to Tyrone, I got to remind you, 1 o'clock hour, it's brought to you by Ferguson HVAC. Lyon Conklin, attention HVAC contractors for equipment, parts, and supplies for every heating and cooling job. Visit one of Ferguson's counter locations in Bensalem, King of Prussia, Pennsauken, or West Chester. Interesting conversation that we were having during the break there, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
we're talking about
HGTV.
HGTV, multiple marriages
remind me
of people on what?
You remind me of a show that I have not watched in a while that I thoroughly enjoyed.
Which one?
Selling Sunset.
Oh.
Great show.
Yeah.
Great show. Have you seen it?
I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I
Really?
gotta say, me neither.
I think. I'm surprised.
So,
I feel like that'd be one you watch with the fiance.
Are you a big show watcher, Tom?
I am not at all.
All right, me neither.
Not really either.
And I'm struggling right now. We've watched 4 episodes.
Oh, you were 4 episodes in a week ago.
Well, it was a busy weekend. You know, it's on a Saturday night when my wife says, "Hey, tonight we should sit down and watch a couple more episodes of such and such." To me, that's the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like a Saturday to me, we're all outside together, or we go wherever we go and all. Then it's basically like being a little kid and they say, "Come inside, street lights are on, you got to come in." Well, the day's over. Like, it puts me in oh, man.
That's exactly how I am with watching television shows. That's why I don't do it, because it's the sign of, I guess I'm in for the day. Like, I guess this day's over.
Right.
I'd just prefer to be out.
Exactly.
I was torn apart for that. Never mind. Go
Now,
ahead.
we're in different places in life. Yeah, you're going out at 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday, which, I obviously could still do, but we're in different places in life where that's kind of wind down time on Saturday nights, as much as I hate to say it. But, yeah, that's the feeling I get. But it's also this. All our friends told us, "Oh, my God, you got to watch it. It is the greatest." An unbelievable show. We had a caller last week that said, "Bob, just give it a little time because it starts to get great." And it's Your Honor is what it's called. And it's with Bryan Cranston. And we're 4 episodes in, and I said it to Ray the other day, Tom. It's like I'm watching a football game or a basketball game, or a hockey game, or a baseball game. And both teams are playing great defense, which is fine. I need some offense.
Yeah, it's not for everyone.
I ain't getting offense yet. And we're 4 in, and somebody did call us. It might have been Uncle Frank, who said, "Get ready, Bob. It's going to be 40 minutes of hell. It's coming up soon." So I was like, okay, that got me a little more excited. My sister and her husband were up visiting last week, and Donna told them, my wife told them, "Yeah, we're watching Your Honor." And I said, "Oh, okay, great." My sister sends my wife a text last night. She goes, "Yeah, we're like 3-4 in, just not feeling it yet." So
that's never a good text to get.
I got to give it more of a try, I guess, but man, I'm nervous on it. Because to me, if it's not good, I feel like it's time I just can't get back.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 shows that I have right now that I still have a season to go in.
Yeah.
That I haven't done it, so I'm going to be honest, that's way off my radar. That also, people keep doing The Bear to me because I have not watched The Bear
I just
yet.
started it.
Did you really?
Yeah, just started it.
That was
this
another
week.
one that came
That's
up.
good.
Yeah?
Very good.
How far
the
in are you?
best part about it, and it's big with me, who does not get into TV shows and everything, they're 30-minute episodes. So it's bang, bang, bang. The first season's 8 episodes and 30 minutes each. I got it done in like 2 days.
So you're like me. You need a quick bang show.
Exactly. Yes.
I didn't think Tom heard it.
I didn't. Oh,
show.
I didn't
I
say
powered
that way.
through it, buddy.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the one show, and you and I are similar. We're all similar in that we're not big on but the one show I couldn't wait to get to the next one was Ozark. Did you didn't see Ozark?
My fiance loves it. I haven't watched
Parents loved it.
Yeah, the 3 seasons of it, I think it was, whatever. We may have been watched, like, all the seasons or whatever. I don't know.
The one show that did it to me was Breaking Bad. Even if it's on TV now, I will watch it for like 3 hours.
Is that right?
The one show that did it for me, yeah.
Didn't watch it. And I hate to admit that, but I didn't. I think because, now, again, we're talking about different time period or, places in life. Our son, Tommy, who lives with us, has autism. If he hears a curse on the television or anything like that, or if I can't say the word God without him yelling at me. So anytime they're swearing or anything, nope. So we have to really pick and choose times, and it makes it hard. So I don't get to see a lot of that, and I think that's what happened with Breaking Bad. We started to watch it, and then Tommy got just.
That's tough with the bear too. Be careful
is it really?
With that one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think. In Your Honor, I don't think there's all that much. Well, it's starting to get there because it's starting to get a little bit nuts.
I struggle, and this is just me and my just dumb self. Really,
no coolness.
No, it's my dumb self. I really like a little mindlessness, which is why I tend to go comedy route, and why some of the awful reality stuff kind of sits with me, because it's I'm not really thinking that much about what's happening in front of me, which is why some of these dramas, if I'm trying to piece together something, my brain can only work for so many hours.
See, now that's funny. I'm the opposite. We were watching Your Honor the other night, and we're on the 4th episode, whatever. And at one point, I'm like, hey, don't forget, this is still out there, that's still out there, and this question hasn't been answered. I like my mind to work that way, yes. So.
I drove someone nuts with when I did watch dramas about the way I went with that, so I tended to stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Mindless is for you. What Isn't Mindless is the best show ever. They're coming up next. We'll be back at you 10 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you then.